a world nearly destroyed by a cataclysm, saved by the actions of heroes long gone. A world that has survived, recovered, and even thrived. This is the world of Tyr. Here, the descendants of those heroes and the other survivors of the cataclysm have built great nations, the 8 pillars that support the world. Nearly 1,500 years after the cataclysm, the world is one of relative calm. However, beneath this veneer of peace, great forces move. With every shift and shudder, they threaten to disrupt the delicate balance that keeps the pillars standing. Now, across the world, knowingly or not, people must become heroes, or the pillars will fall and Tyr will be no more. Join us as we follow some of those heroes and see their struggles to keep their world from destruction.
Oops.
Hello, everybody. Hopefully you can see and hear us.
Woo!
Yes, I saw something flicker when Andy said woo. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the world of Tyr with Tyr Astra Academy. My name is Galway. I am one of the founders, programming director of Helpful Goat, and I'm also the creator of the world of Tyr and your GM tonight. Before I turn things fully over, no, I'm going to reverse that because this is the first session. Before we get started with a couple of announcements and then get into some role-playing, I want to go through and do some quick introductions. My name is Galway, pronoun he, him, his, and I am the GM tonight. I'm going to pass it over. Okay, I just unreversed my camera, so this is going to be a wild guess. Chris? Yes? Got it.
Get me? Oh, hello. I am Chris. My pronouns are she, her, and I play Banbon Quickfeet, a Harrigan sorcerer, as you can tell by my ears. And Banbon's pronouns are they, them. And I will pass down, and this is so weird, and this is going to sound weird, but you know what? I love it.
No, it's not going to sound weird. I want to hear it.
I'm a chaos goblin this campaign, and I, Rachel, I hope you're listening, have a new power bottom. Dropping it down to Joel. Shut up.
It's a power bottom. Hi, I'm Joel, he, him, playing Cantor Loki, the satyr bard, also going by he, him. And we're going to pass it, this way to Lena. Nope,
Hi.
I was right the first time.
Hi, I'm Lena, she, her, and I'm playing Septima, the Dhampir wizard. I'll get better at knowing what I'm actually doing with my life. And her pronouns are also she, her.
I mean,
I'm passing
every week with Virgil. I was like,
way.
What? Yes.
Passing that way to Andy.
Yes.
Hello, I am Andrew Gilbert, and tonight I am playing Bin Kinsut, who's a halfling, and he's lovely. My pronouns are he, him, his, and so are Bin's. And I'm going to pass up to Heather in the sky.
So,
With
I'm
diamonds.
Heather. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and for this campaign, I'm playing Vanity Shifting, and they are a tiefling with pronouns they, them, theirs. Back to you, Galway.
Yeah. Thanks so much, everybody. Super looking forward to this. But before we get started, a few announcements as usual. As mentioned, I'm one of the founders of Helpful Goat Gaming. You're watching Helpful Goat Gaming right now. We're a small independent game design, game content creation community. If you'd like to join the heart of that community, Discord in the chat, or check out the link in the description if you're catching this on YouTube. We have a great community. We play games with people from there. We do some internal streams. We have reading corners, movie nights, game days, lots of fun activities, and also just really wonderful supportive community. So I suggest you check that out. !Discord for that. If you would like to support us doing more of this with better stock images, because you'd be surprised how few things you get when you search medieval castle on the free stock photo websites. I am running out. I'm literally about to run out in Fates of Rin. There are multiple ways you can support us. We stream multiple times a week, usually. We're in a little bit of a lull here, but we're coming out of summer vacation here on Twitch, twitch.tv/helpfulgoat. We're affiliate, which means you can sub to us or cheer bits, both of which support us financially. If you have Amazon Prime, you can sub for free with Twitch Prime. Please, we encourage you, if you have it, to use it, because it makes a huge difference to small and mid-sized streamers. Don't have to use it with us, but please use it with somebody. You can also support us with the coffee command, !coffee, KO-FI, in the chat. That takes you to our coffee page where you can donate directly to us. And lastly, if you would like some merch with your financial support of the goats, you can go check out !merch, which takes you to our merch shop, which starting at the break this session, because I didn't do it beforehand, will also feature a new World of Tier shirt and hoodie.
Oh my gosh.
And it's also on a bunch of things. So that has a whole bunch of the campaign icons. You glide amongst you, there might be some that you haven't seen before.
I need to check. Is it in there now? I need to check it.
I'm going to put it up on the
I
break.
want.
But please check those out. Again, all of the profits from that go straight to us doing more of this, supporting community members, supporting the artists who produce the art. We super appreciate it. Our most important command, !donate, gives you links to worthy causes that we are trying to highlight here at Helpful Goat. Right now, we are supporting safe and legal access to abortion as healthcare, which is currently under threat in the United States. So we encourage you, as always, support these funds. That's a large list of them, lots of different ones, and try to help out in your particular area, whether you are in a state with forward-looking policies or in a state with recidivist policies. There's lots you can do. So, as always, we appreciate that. It makes a huge difference, and it's a huge part of who we try to be. So, with that, next week we will have Fates of Rin starting back up, and also on Thursday we will have the first session of Heart, a new mini campaign in the Spire world.
Super excited.
And that one will be GM'd by Tyler, who played a character that was essentially a collection of NPCs last campaign and was amazing, with beautiful voices, amazing acting for all of them. So I'm super looking forward to Tyler actually controlling a host of NPCs. So that's going to be great. And then on Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, Fates of Rin starts back up. Come join the family as they desperately try to muddle through. But yeah, it will be a good time. So, before I turn things over, one of the things that I talk about sometimes, we talk about Tier. Tier has 3 separate eras that we've seen games in. This is the AC era, where most of our campaigns have been. It is a time of low magic, various factions, but also overall peace. But just for giggles, I thought it might be nice because I've started including dates in the subtitles. But for those watching at home, which button did I bind it to? That one. A little quick walkthrough timeline. In the AC era, in 1530, Tethfarel, which is where this is going to be set, becomes the 8th pillar of Tyr, the nations that are considered the most important. In 1569, a civil war in another of the pillars, Dragonrest, ends with the establishment of the Dragonrest theocracy, and essentially the cutoff of Dragonrest from the rest of Tyr. 1578, the Prophecy of the Library of Souls emerges, and you can check out the Library of Souls stream if you would like to check out what happened there. 1595, Astra Academy, which is where we're going to be playing today, was founded. In 1629 AC, there was the Itiriana Massacre in Greenwoods, which was an event that sort of sent some shockwaves through the power structures of the island of Greenwoods. 1645, a mysterious figure known as the Night Master appears in the northeastern kingdom of Rourke. 1647, there is the Amber Heart disappearance in the northwestern nation of Forian. 1648 AC, there are multiple reports from observers around Tyr of strange patterns in the sky. In 1649 AC, in Greenwoods, the Whitemount Peak reclamation occurs. And in 1650, the doors of Stronghold open. 1648, you can check out the Whelming Tide. 1647, Amber Heart disappearances, the Amber Heart mystery. 1649 is the Raging Storm. 1650 is Beyond the Doors. So that gives a little bit of context for sort of what we're around, what's been going on in this period of time. But we are in 1642, as a group of prospective students arrive at the Astra Academy.
Whoa!
Astra is a port city on the island of the Republic of Tethro. It is the capital, and the freedom and economic development of the city make it one of the most advanced in Tyr. Besides the vast amount of trade that flows through from the Central Sea, bringing profit to the city, it also owes its prosperity and development to the presence of the Tethfril National Academy of Magical Practice and Theory, more commonly known as Astra Academy. The development of magical technologies both serves the city with advances as well as fueling the economy of the Republic. Entering the city from the port, which is how nearly everyone that comes to Astra enters, the city stretches to the east and west, far exceeding the bounds of the old city wall, with new docks being assembled in the eastern sections. As one follows evenly cobbled streets north, away from the docks, the buildings gradually grow taller, both from the slight slope to the ground and through the architecture of the buildings. Near the heart of the city are the city green and the city square, as well as the former castle of the Tethalian monarchy, which has been transformed into a grand market. Nearly all of the city is similar construction, with brick and stone on even streets. And just for reference, that will take us to this view, where you can see the map. And past the northeast edges of the city rises the Astra Academy, housed in the former headquarters of the Convocation Arcanum. It is to these buildings, arranged around a courtyard commonly referred to as the Heart, that we now turn our attention, and more particularly to several prospective students standing in the Heart. Everybody, would you like to describe your characters? Absolutely. Correct. The city, it's right outside the city. It's not, like a long journey from the city. It's not even a long journey from the port, but it is outside the city. Can we hear it now? Please hold. It's the screens. It's the new screen. I forgot that it had changed some things. Bop. Bop. Say something.
Hello.
Talking now?
Hello.
Talking.
There's now
loud and
feedback.
clear.
Talking.
I hadn't even
Hello,
noticed.
hello.
I hadn't even noticed that it had killed
Hello.
that input source on this page. I should also probably. Wow, it killed both of them. Nice. Slobs.
What it kill? Killing it all?
Audio sources.
Everything.
Everything.
Okay,
Is dead.
chat says we're back.
Yahtzee.
Okay,
So
Yes,
we can
thank you.
stop being weird. No, we'll keep being weird.
No, we can't do that.
That's
You
never going
did
to
it.
It's
stop.
an impossibility.
I don't know how.
Seriously.
But yeah, if we'd like to go through and introduce characters.
I'll begin.
Okay.
you see standing away from a lot of people, looking a bit overwhelmed, a halfling, and this is Bin. Bin is always dusty. If he moves his hand through his hair, a puff of gray sort of particulates kind of dance, onto his shoulders. And if he like turns too quickly, sort of a dust cloud kind of removes itself from his clothing. He has some caked on kind of dirt or dust that's kind of always on him all over the place. He just kind of looks dirty, except it's a little, somewhat nice clothing. He has green eyes, white hair, sort of buzzed on the side, a little bit longer and spiky on top. He carries a wooden shield, some leather armor, a scimitar at his side that looks rusting and chipped and pretty old. And other than that, he just has a red sash that he wears across his torso and his shoulder, but it dangles and sort of drags on the ground behind him. And that is Bin Kinsut. And he's just kind of looking around.
And I guess somewhere near Bin, also looking a little bit lost, is a tiefling with pale blue skin, bright cerulean blue eyes, and horns that are like a bighorn sheep that come and curve down and forward, that start out the same color as the skin, but then come to a really dark cerulean blue on the tips. Their hair is black, but it has all kinds of different colors, streaks of blue in it. It's about medium length, maybe down to the shoulders, and they're wearing fairly nondescript clothing, some leather armor, and they're just looking around, trying to take everything in. This is Vanity. Vanity is a little nervous.
Chat has killed Chris.
I'm sorry, Rachel.
Yeah. I got distracted by chat. I shouldn't do that. I should stop
We're
looking
just
at it.
describing our characters.
I can go third so I don't get distracted by chat again.
Yeah, I was gonna say looking
More
at chat.
descriptions.
Looking at chat, classic mistake.
Okay, looking not at all lost, although internally is absolutely terrified of this new and weird place, is Cantor, a satyr. The most obvious features being two backward sweeping, darker brown horns and thinner, furry goat hooves. He has shaggy, dark brown hair that turns to a slightly lighter brown at the tips, with similarly covered stubble and a finely kept goatee. No pun intended. Jeez, I did not mean that pun. He has sharp facial features.
He's a goatee.
Unusually pale skin. His eyes are the color of molten gold, but that would be easy to miss because of the decorative face paint across both of his eyes. One side red and one side orange that curves downward to the cheeks in a sharp downward swoop. He wears a dark red and black coat that sweeps downward to the knees, a penny whistle attached to his belt, as well as another quite larger instrument strapped to his back, with the most ridiculous of names, hurdy-gurdy. And his eyes are light with the strange fascination as he wanders the Astra Academy grounds.
Are we all a bunch of loners? Kind of
I think
socially
not.
awkward people? Oh, okay.
Okay.
Chris, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
Sure, I will go because I will break up the kind of lonerness. So you see this rabbit. Best I can explain is an upright. Color is like a black smoke, a bit of misty gray, kind of smushed in the black fur. Banbon stands about 4'10" with their ears. But you kind of notice that occasionally the ears will lay down, and now Banban looks much shorter. But generally, they pop back up, and Banban is kind of wears baggy pants, a vest, and has fabric tied around like the heels of their feet. Obviously, can't wear boots or shoes or anything. Um, but Banban has the pinkest, most boopable looking nose, and Banban is desperately looking around on who they are going to go and talk to next, because they are on a mission to have as many best friends as possible. And that's Banban.
Okay. I can introduce September. God damn, I know my own name.
No, that's your name now.
No, it's not.
Her.
It's not a real word, I don't think. Just
It is
mix
now.
the first and last name. So September is kind of like a stereotypical mousy intellectual look. She's almost 6 feet tall, but she's quite slight, so she doesn't look very tall. She has shoulder length curly brown hair that looks like, at best, she runs a brush through it every day. A very light brown skin that's kind of grayish tinged, with the being, almost dead, sort of dead thing. And very large brown eyes that like take up most of her face, like metaphorically speaking, not like grotesquely creepy, like her eyes are not actually like the size of my hand or something. But very large brown eyes, and right now they are like extra wide. She looks very rumpled. She's got ink stains all over her, quills stuck in her hair, and she's staring around the academy looking incredibly excited, like she doesn't even know what to do with herself. And following very close to her is a small... Somebody might think it was a dog at first, and then look at it twice and be like, what the fuck? That's not a fucking dog. Small monstrosity. It's walking on 4 legs. It's gray. It's got six yellowish eyes, and a very strange, dangerous looking snout. And it's just happily following her along. It doesn't seem to be doing much right now. And she's like, September.
I was gonna say, I'm not sure why you went with something with repeating first syllables.
Because I thought it was fun. It's not fun. September doesn't really look like she knows what to do with herself, and is just looking totally overwhelmed, but extremely excited.
Very good. With character introductions, we'll go ahead and quickly read Chelsea's poem. Return to the bewitching world of Tyr in a thrilling new tale, a complex and rich narrative paired with incredible roleplay on an epic scale. A visit to Astra Academy awaits in all its wonder. Time is ticking with so much more than knowledge and admission to soon ponder. Here's to mysteries in abundance, glorious chaos, and lore drops to behold. Thank you to your crew. Much love. I can see and hear you in major excitement for this story to unfold.
Oh,
Thank you so much, Chelsea. I also feel like we've managed to hit chaos and lore so far. We'll work on the mysteries soon. So yeah, each of you, as you've sort of come into the academy, you come in through a large sort of formal gate and gatehouse. It's almost it is a fortified gatehouse, but it's not like the wall continues. It's just like the gates of sort of a castle. And in doing so, attendants have sort of indicated to you to go over to a row of chairs, and specifically has guided each of you to a specific chair. You all are sitting with each other. And as you look around, you are in a very large courtyard surrounded by buildings. I need to zoom out. This map is quite large. To the north, you see a large tower. To the northeast, a collection of buildings with what appears to be a forest stretching out behind them. Just north of you, on the east side of the heart, is a large blocky building that is 3 stories tall. You are standing in front of a very nice set of formal gardens, waiting for your time here to begin. Behind you is the south gatehouse that you entered, a heavy blocky gate. Probably looks like it was meant to be a defensive gate, though there are no longer walls. Past that, on the southwest corner, is a tall building with a white dome, from which you see several students emerge carrying tall stacks of books. North of it, on the western side, is another relatively plain but very large building, and the northwestern corner of the heart is empty, but does stretch out into several nice walking paths that sort of extend out. So, and in the middle of the courtyard is a collection of statues surrounding a platform whose surface appears to be made of red glass or crystal. As you came in, as I said, an attendant sort of just inside the gatehouse got your name, seemed to check against a list, guided you over to these seats. And now you are all sitting together. You can see there are, it looks like 5 groups of people who similarly look either terrified or super excited. So you would scan that as probably new students or prospective students. All of the groups, except for one, have 5. The group sitting to your right only has 4. But yeah, what would you all be doing? You're just sort of sitting, waiting. You've been told that sort of things will kick off in a little bit. But yeah, what would you like to do?
Vanity would speak up to September. Oh, excuse me. Could I pet your pet?
Oh,
Are they friendly?
no,
Okay.
but you could try. They don't like most people, but they might like how you smell if you're here. So maybe, you know, he'll probably be a good boy. And usually when he bites people, he doesn't maim them. It's just a bit of a chomp, but he usually, just needs a bit of medical care. It's
Give it a
fine.
try. I'll hold my hand out, flat like you do for a dog.
What's your int score?
It's a 10, so 0 mon.
You're gonna see it sort of lean in, like, and then it'll sort of nuzzle against your hand, and then it's just sort of beginning to furiously nuzzle, and like it sort of starts to press against you hard enough that it just sort of tips over. These massive limbs on this tiny creature sort of like rolls back up, trots back over to September.
Hey, that was the best he's ever been with anybody. Do you
He's
have any
excited.
books? He loves books, and so do I.
Oh, I do love books. I'm always writing in my journals.
Can I see one for him?
Sure. And I'll pull one out.
Thank you. That's so kind of you. I'm gonna hold it out to Seppi, and Seppi's gonna start chewing on it.
Oh, dear, if he could possibly not chew on it, I have stories and poems written in there.
Oh.
I could give you a blank one that he could chew on.
He might like blank ones. We can try that.
Okay.
There are several large, like, puncture holes straight through the entirety of this book.
I'm going to turn to Banban next to me and say, "Are you a rabbit? You're very large. And I've never seen a rabbit this large before. But you look like a rabbit. I'm sorry, is it rude to ask people if they're rabbits?" Wait, are you a person or a rabbit?
Am I a person or am I a rabbit? I'm a rabbit person. Not a rabid person, not like no, I'm not rabid. I'm Harrigan, so yeah, I guess we're kind of closely related to rabbits, like the little floopy flops and hippity hops. But I stand taller, and as you can see, they'll grab their ears and pull them as tall as they can. I am very tall. I am a very, very, very tall rabbit. Would you like to be best friends?
I heard about a spell that you can enlarge creatures with. Did somebody cast enlarge on you? Is that why you're such a big rabbit? We can be friends if I can see why you're a rabbit.
Wait, what does that mean? Do you want to
Does
like
that-
look in my stuff? And Banbon will start opening their vest and like,
Not
what would
like a
turn
little,
around?
only
Little?
with medical staff on hand because I think it's considered disrespectful otherwise.
Um, you know, Banbon's usually up for like many things, but I don't think I'm ready for that. Maybe, maybe, how about we just be like friends?
Oh,
Not, not,
okay.
not best friends. Not yet. Banbon's not quite sure what. And then Banbon's just gonna turn and look at at anyone else and be like, "Hi, I'm Banbon. Would you like to be best friends?" Just
I
anyone
suppose we're
who's
going to
next
cut
to
to the
Banbon.
chase. In case you are wondering, yes, I am a goat enlarged, and also given sentience, as I'm sure you know from your books.
Right, but part of you only looks like a goat, and the rest of you looks like a person. And I've read about that before, but I've never met somebody who is that. Why are you that?
To be fair, I've never met a rabbit person either. That's beside the point. Name's Cantor. Are we supposed to be here? I mean, everyone's sitting in groups, and
I do
I don't know
think
what the
so.
groups are, you know.
Are we a group? Are
It's
we a group
certainly
of best
that
friends?
way.
Just good friends. We can be good friends. Just not best friends yet. Banbon's not sure about that one.
You
But
know,
you guys,
I will take a good friend. Indeed.
you will take good friend? What? We will be best friends before you know it. I am so certain of it.
I cannot wait. He looks very sarcastic.
Banbon does not catch that at all.
Been just sort of you're on one aisle, just off to the side of you. You'll see sort of a pigeon sort of flutter down and land.
Hello, how are you, pigeon? Do the pigeons not talk here?
I've never met a pigeon that talks.
Not.
But that's probably because I haven't met any pigeons because Sep Square does not like
As-
birds very much.
As you say this, you just hear, and just this thing's like almost more of the front of its face just opens. You see it go, crump, crunch.
I guess I'm never going to meet a pigeon. Do they talk where you're from?
Your thing just ate an animal, just out of nowhere.
He was
Just choked
hungry.
him.
Do that.
Without going into song, it's the circle of life, my dear friend.
Yes, it's
That pigeon
yes.
had years ahead of it.
It's only
Surely
natural.
not too many, though, you know?
Well, your pigeon, your pigeon eating it won't eat me, will it?
No, probably not.
If it can eat a pigeon, it can eat anything.
Oh, pigeons are quite small.
Banbon is now very happy that Banbon is not small.
Eat me.
Are you small?
No, you're not that small.
Pretty small.
Look, he's never eaten somebody your size before.
Yet, you mean?
Yes. Yes, yet.
This is going great.
I mean,
I'll look around for
everything is
another woodland
possible,
creature.
right? But
Anyone?
As you look
Anything?
around for other woodland creatures, you see several squirrels are just sort of shifting backwards, like into the garden. It's like,
Stay there. Run. Just stay back. Good.
and yes, with this behind you, a gentle ringing sound comes from the gardens in front of you. You see several figures, fairly nicely formally dressed. September, you recognize one of the figures as the mentor who brought you here, or who recommended that you come to Astra. And in the middle is a beautiful older tiefling woman. And as the murmurs in the crowd settle down, she steps forward and begins to address you all. Welcome, prospective students, to the Tethfrel National Academy, Magical Practice and Theory. As most of you are aware, we are the foremost institution of magical learning and magical development in the world. Each of you has, through various paths, come to find yourself in possession of the wondrous ability to channel the mana of this world to accomplish great things. My name is Wingarin Bonfara, Archmentor of the Academy, and it is my great pleasure to see you all here. Now, to clarify, because we have had several questions about this, you are not yet students here, though you are invited to be. We believe that the study of magic is vital for the future of Tyr, and that any that we can find should be able to be afforded that opportunity. Over the next 8 days, you will be guided through a series of introductory classes on a variety of magical subjects that you would be expected to study while you were here at the school. You will also be trained in the development of your particular abilities and focuses. We have placed you with a group of prospective students so that you can get to know each other while also learning about the Academy. Your class schedule will be the same within your group, allowing you to study side by side as well as experiencing the city of Astra together. Additionally, you will meet with myself and other mentors of the school to discuss your goals and ambitions for learning if you choose to enroll here. To help you in this, we have prepared a schedule of your classes, which you should find next to your seats. If you look down, next to each of you, there are a pair of pieces of paper that were not there before. And those pieces of paper is currently being shown.
Ooh, these are pretty.
Very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Banban is very excited.
There, Jesus, sorry, I was trying to share the schedule to show people, and I was just hitting the wrong key multiple times.
What's
It
discovery ceremony?
So, first, you have the schedule of your classes, and additionally, each group of students will be assigned a guide for the duration of this week. Your guide will help direct you to your classes, help keep track of your individual group's schedule, and many other things. They can also provide you with lots of information about the history of the Academy, the buildings, directions, etc. Now, you are free to explore until we call for your group for the first sort of initial learning assessment and ceremony. I would encourage you to go with your group and explore the buildings of the Academy, acquaint yourself with your surroundings. For the first day, we do request that you remain within Academy grounds, as we will be taking you on a trip to Astra later this week. And you may visit the city with your future free time lessons. I will see you when you are called for the first part of your training.
September's going to raise her hand.
Ah, yes, Miss Septima.
So you say, we have to leave this area or we can stay? Because I think you're going to be doing magic, maybe? Are you going to be doing magic? If you're going to be doing magic, I'd really like to stay here and watch you do magic.
I was not intending to remain in the gardens for the rest of the day, and I do have several appointments after this. However, there will be some magics involved at this ceremony that I mentioned, and you'll be summoned for that later.
Yes, but where is the magic happening right now?
I might encourage you to explore the other buildings of the Academy. There are, of course, active lessons going on, various things you can see.
Okay, Okay, thank you so much. I'm gonna go find some lessons but we have to stay together. We all have to stay together. I have to stay with these people, or they'll go to the lessons with me. What are they doing?
We consider it a good first step to remain with your group. Yes.
But,
Mix quick feet.
Quick feet.
huh? Quick feet?
Yes.
And, what group am I in?
Group 4, who you're sitting with.
Oh, Banban wonders if there's another group that doesn't have chompy things that might eat them.
Fair question.
I don't believe there should be any danger of you being eaten by anything.
Or
I mean, that's
journal,
not
like a
true.
blank
There's always
journal,
a danger.
and say, "Here, give it this. Give him this."
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. He can just chomp away on that, and then he won't chomp on you.
And he'll like you because give it to him.
Yeah.
So we'll be BFFs?
No.
Yeah, Banban
But he
still thinks
won't eat
another group
you.
might be good. Banban will try.
And you're gonna see Wingren sort of look around. Any other questions? The group from the side of you, one will sort of raise his
Is this
hand.
the group that only has 4?
Yeah, looks like a young tiefling. Miss Bonfara, we only seem to have 4 members of our group, and everyone else seems to have 5. I just wanted to make sure what had happened. And she'll reply, yes, we've received word that the 5th member of your group was delayed on their voyage, but they should be here later. And with this, she's going to sort of begin walking away towards the tall building, the tower in the north side of the heart. And as she walks away, next to each of the groups, a small modern real-world context about softball, probably, sized white orb will sort of float up off of the ground and just sort of hover near you.
Arcana check.
Indeed.
What is this? I also am going to be... No. Maybe? No, I'm not going to poke it. I'm just going to look at it real close.
I would poke it. Oh gosh, what is this? I'm gonna poke it. And I would poke it.
I rolled a 23.
Nice. With the 23 Arcana and Vanity poking it. Vanity, it's made of metal. And there's a slight almost spark as you touch it. Not like painful or anything, but like you feel the sort of the, for people, you feel a slight bit of electricity, not enough to shock you, but just enough to get that sort of tingling sensation in your hand.
Okay.
And it doesn't increase or decrease. It's just being with your hand actually touching it. It's sort of a constant level. And it's sort of, as you poke it, sort of floats back a couple of inches from like the force of you poking it, and then just comes to a rest. September with a 23 Arcana. This appears, there's 5 of them, 1 by each group. These appear to be enchanted items, probably relatively powerfully so. You would guess that these have been transfigured to have a semblance of life to them. And you do wonder if these might be the guides that Wingren referred to.
I'm gonna lean real close to it and whisper, Can you talk?
Do you have a query?
Oh, you can talk. I think this is magic, y'all. That's what we came here for. I think we should probably bash it open and see if we can figure out what spell's making it work.
I
No,
don't
you
think they'd like that.
don't mess with the magic. That's real bad idea.
All guides are considered property of the Tethfril National Academy of Magical Practice and Theory. Please do not destroy them.
I'm not good at tinkering. Are any of you good at tinkering? Could you put it back together if I took it apart?
No.
Probably not.
Can you even
No.
take apart an orb?
If you hit
I
it
mean-
hard enough.
Right.
I'm not going to hit it.
No, I wasn't
You have a
suggesting
point.
that.
All guides are property of the Tethfril National Academy of Magical Practice and Theory. Please do not damage them.
How do you work?
Guides are enchanted orbs designed to guide prospective students around the Academy. We are programmed to contain information on the various buildings, and each of us has been assigned to a single group. We maintain your schedules, locations of your classes, and also a record of your queries. At this point, you have had 2 warnings about destroying guides.
That wasn't a query. You can't
They-
maintain a record of that.
They got
No.
warned me.
Banban doesn't want to destroy anything. I mean, Banban loves. I mean, sometimes it happens. I mean, it just happens. But I don't want to. No, don't want to destroy you. Where aren't we? What are we supposed to be doing aside from taking things apart? Banban shoots an eye over at September.
Well, the schedule says that we can work free time, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Does.
Tour the campus. This is a guide. I say we go to the library. That's me though.
Yes. I'm down for that. I won't let Seppi eat the books, I promise. We can go to the library.
The books in the Astra Academy library are also property of the Tethfril National Academy of Magical Practice and Theory. Please do not destroy them.
Well, I imagine everything here is property of the Tethfril Academy of Magic and Theory, right?
Excluding the students, mentors, arch-mentors, and support staff. You are correct.
Those are people, not things.
I have a feeling we are going to get warned for a lot of things. It seems to assume that we are going to damage things that we're not intending to.
Right. It's very judgmental. I'm not used to this. My family mostly just ignores me, doesn't judge me.
I tug on Ban Bon's like shirt or something, just kind of a little bit.
Dog on me.
Come down here for a second.
Bend down.
Don't scream. And then in your head, you hear, "This is me talking to you. No one else can hear us."
Everyone else sees Banban's ears go down.
What if this thing isn't just a guide? It's here to keep us in line? I don't trust it. It's magical.
You will see a very confused look on Banban's face, as in they have no idea how they're supposed to respond to you.
All right, I go over to Cantor. Tug on Cantor. Hey, don't scream. And then in your head, I was just talking to Ban Bon. That got me nowhere. So, what if this thing isn't a guide? It's really just to keep us in line. Maybe we should ditch it, and then
Sure.
we can actually, explore this place.
Cantor, I assume Cantor can reply in your head.
Sure.
Yeah, he tries and reaches out and thinks. I mean, I suppose so. I personally was going to ask where it recommends us to go and then go the exact opposite direction. So, really, we have very similar thoughts at the moment. Speaking of which, and then he shifts out of,
Actually,
replying
I'm
mentally
sorry.
and
I don't think you can reply. To me, I think it is a one-way street.
Bandbon was like,
well,
So
never
Cantor
mind.
is just sitting there thinking very hard, and
Thinking
you're not
very
hearing
hard,
anything, Ben.
seeing no
can't-
response.
I can't hear you. I was just sort of saying this, in your head, so it wouldn't hear us.
Oh,
Oh, did you just say that out loud?
I didn't.
say
he
what?
No.
What?
Okay.
said, "Oh, yeah."
So Cantor says, "Oh, my dear Orb, where would you recommend us go on these grounds? Where do you recommend?"
Any and all of the buildings of the Academy are important for you to learn the workings of during your time here. Many students enjoy either observing classes in the East Classroom or the South Gatehouse, or head to the library to peruse our collection of books.
My dear Orb, what is your favorite building?
I am an enchanted magical item. I do not possess the concept of favoritism.
This is extremely
with a strong-
boring. I'm very bored. None of you are very interesting. Can we please go to the library or watch the classes? I think we're supposed to stay together, but I'm very, very bored.
I think I'm bored. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. Let's go to the library.
Well, actually,
Oh.
guide, why don't you lead us to the tower? I don't know where that is. Lead us to the tower. It'll be great. Tower it
course.
is. Go away, Orb. Thank you.
The
We'll
tower
be
is
right
to the north.
right behind you.
Is
Brilliant.
the tower where the library is?
Tower is a great place to go.
The orb will float to the north and will stop at about 15 feet away from the furthest of you.
Oh.
I can get it. We'll go to the library real quick. I think I fooled it.
Okay.
Fooled it. Yeah, let's
As
go.
long as we're going to the library.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go to the library. It's fine.
As you begin running, you're going to see the orb sort of turn and begin following, though it's trailing it again about 15 feet behind the furthest back of you.
It's right behind us. Run! I run
So
as
we
fast as
can
I
get
can.
to the library faster?
As you sort of
Banbon, can you lift up me on your shoulder like a backpack?
Sure.
I can ride you. I'll jump up on Banbon. And I go, look, it's Banbon Bin.
Banbon, as you sort of adjust to this and like put a little bit of your focus behind you and then keep as you're running forward, you will slam into someone carrying like a large sack of soil, a high elf man who you sort of knock to the ground. It's like, oh god, oh god, why are you
my.
running?
Banbon is so sorry. I will kind of like lean back over my shoulder. Why are we running?
I'm trying to get away from the orb.
Prospective students. That makes sense now.
Yeah,
We're just trying to get to the library really fast.
we're very excited.
Do you require medical attention?
No, your friend, prospective classmate there is rather small and quite fuzzy, so wasn't a ton of impact. Mostly threw me off balance.
I would be happy to help.
Banbon would not trust any one of these people who say medical attention.
Duly noted.
Excuse me.
Not generally a huge fan of the magic-y things.
I've read a lot of books about humanoid anatomy. I'm pretty good at medicine.
Missy, it's your use of the word humanoid that really makes me not want you giving me medical care.
But there's lots of types of creatures out there. You have to read books about all of them.
Absolutely.
I tug on
seems fine.
Banbon's ears a bit.
And I have successfully healed people in the past.
But stop tugging on my ears.
I know. Let's go. Let's get out of here. I don't know what they're talking about.
Banban, again, very sorry for knocking you over. Good luck with that.
He'll reach a hand out as you introduce yourself, sort of again now that he's picked himself up. Capper Murr, I'm the head groundskeeper here.
Kappa.
Capper, Kapper,
Capper.
and Murr, Mur. He is a high elf man.
Well, again, Banban's very sorry. I blame this guy. But we're gonna go that way.
Perhaps try not to run too much. And you're going to see him sort of heft the sack of soil back over his shoulder and head towards the gardens.
Are we walking to the library or running?
We were running, but we keep getting distracted, and the orb is right behind us now.
Yeah, it's right next to us again.
Okay, new plan. We totally
fair.
split up. All of us go entirely separate ways.
They said not to split up. They said we're supposed to stay together with our group and go spy on classes and read books.
Fine. Okay, but if we all split up, the orb can't go to all of us, can it?
I don't give a shit about the orb. Can we just go to the library?
You can go to the library. I go to the tower. How about that?
There's nothing in
happens.
the tower.
What's in the... Why? We don't know that. See who the orb follows.
All right. I'm going to
be more of a troublemaker.
Library.
So you're heading to the library. Bin,
I'll
you're headed
follow that way.
towards the tower. Vanity, you're heading to the library.
Did you get off my back?
I got off your back then, yeah.
Okay.
Where are you headed, Banban?
Banban bin for later.
Banban's gonna hold for a second and actually see where the orb goes.
Okay. And Cantor?
Cantor is absolutely doing what Ben says, and he starts heading toward the west. The building marked as the domicile, and just starts skipping along, kind of looking over his shoulder, seeing where the orb goes.
As the orb sort of goes to about the midpoint of these groups splitting off, as you all exceed about 15 feet away, you're going to see a little bit of light, and a small orb of light will now trail after each of you who are splitting off.
Beautiful.
The metal orb itself is following Vanity in September.
Well, if it's following me, I'll just turn and go with Cantor.
As you sort of go towards Cantor, once you're within, once the orb can be 15 feet from both of you, yours will sort of wink out of existence, and then there's just one ball of light.
Fair.
Well, that is rather nifty. And Cantor kind of waves the air at this energy orb. Does his hand actually make purchase, or to go straight through it?
Your hand feels just a little bit of a resistance, and then you essentially feel the same thing. Not that you know that Vanity felt. You feel that sort of bit of electricity, not painful or damaging. It's not a shock, but you can just sort of feel that tingle of electricity in your hand.
Oh. Well, note to you, dear Ben, please don't touch the orb.
Wasn't gonna.
Suppose perhaps we could group up with the others. Or we could go to the tower.
I mean, the tower just right. The tower. If they're hiding something in here, the tower is where it would be. Just saying. But if this thing's monitoring us, maybe we'll. And I'll say then in your head, maybe we'll later find a way to ditch this thing and head to the tower. But right now, I'll follow you.
Yeah.
Wherever you want to go.
Nods in return after hearing that in his head.
Fair.
Yes, perhaps we should go with the rest of the group. Winks. And then actually does head to the rest of the group.
Yeah, I'll follow back. Okay, well, That didn't work. So library it is.
Great.
Banban, are you still just standing still, or have you pivoted to the library?
There's an orb by me.
Yeah, there's a sort of one of these light orbs.
Banban will look at it and Banban wonders if you talk too.
Yes, I am connected to your main guide as well.
Okay. May I ask a question?
Of course.
2 questions, actually. Maybe 3.
The guides are
Possibly 4.
primarily designed to answer prospective students' questions.
Okay, great. So, first question, are you evil?
Great question.
I as I explained to your group mate, I am an enchanted magical item. Along with not possessing a sense of favoritism, I also do not truly possess the ability to exist on a moral axis.
Was the person who enchanted you evil? Do you do their evil biddings? Do you have a name?
Are you cursed?
I am guide?
Guide. So you're all called guide.
Yes. And
What are your pronouns?
guide?
Guide. Okay, guide. So earlier when the group member talked about dismantling you, that doesn't like go like on a record where it's like reflected on like Banban that Banban is being bad, because Banban is not being bad.
Banban bad.
No need to worry. Each individual is responsible for their own actions during the course of your stay here at the Academy.
Okay, so we are free to go anywhere?
Certainly anywhere within the grounds of the Academy. Again, we would suggest that you not head to Astra City, as the city is quite large, and you will be summoned for further events later today.
Okay, so if we do, so we should all stick together?
That is usually the preferred methodology, as it helps ensure group cohesion, though in this case I am unsure if greater cohesion will result from more time spent together.
This Banban agrees this is a weird
Also,
group,
to return
but
to previous queries, by any standard judgments of morality, the person who created me was not evil, and I do not help them with their evil bidding. I mostly guide prospective students around the school and occasionally groups of visiting dignitaries.
okay. Do you want to be best friends?
As indicated in queries 3 and 17, I am an enchanted magical item. I do not possess the capability to have a favorite, exist on a moral axis, or engage in friendship.
Yet.
No, it's fine.
I
But I'm going to call you best friend.
have no objection to that, and I am happy to serve as a companion.
Yay! To the library!
So as we're walking to the library, I'm going to turn to Vanity and say, hey, horn person, you said you'd healed somebody before. Did
Yes.
you mean like with bandages, or what did you do?
No, I'm not entirely sure how I did it, but I had touched them. They had a large cut, and I touched them, and the cut sealed itself up. I was thinking very hard that I wish they would get better. And
You influenced their physicality, their body, just by thinking. There was no magical theorem behind this. No books you've read. You just thought at them, and it made their body all better.
that's certainly what it seemed like. I
How?
thought very, very hard.
If I think really hard about things, can I make them happen, do you think? I thought I had to learn the right words and how to say them and spell them and the theories and the formulas behind all of that.
Spelling's very important for magic, yeah.
I seem to find that things happen when I tell stories and recite poems. And sometimes when I just think really hard, I want something to happen very badly. I don't know any magical theory. I thought that's what I might learn coming here.
It's fascinating. And it sounds like cheating, but it's fascinating. People should study you. We should
My name
study
is
you as
Vanity,
part of our
by the way.
classes. Oh,
My name
yeah.
is Vanity.
Not horn person. Vanity.
No.
Okay.
No, Vanity.
I'm September.
September, nice to meet you.
Just a note, horned person would also be rather confusing, one could see.
Yes, as
Sort
we
of
are
You're
both
the other
somewhat
horn
horned.
person. You're other horn person. Other horn person and horned person. But now it's Vanity.
Yes, Vanity.
But you're still other horned person.
No, that would be him. Them.
Right.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. What are your pronouns?
Are you looking toward Cantor?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I'm looking at your
Yeah,
picture
sorry.
on the screen. I'm not expecting that you would know
Oh,
that.
him.
Okay.
Yes, I'm somewhat concerned that I'm the second horned person. What makes them more important to be the first horned
I
person?
met them first.
I don't think it's a
Oh.
matter of being more important, just the first one that...
Okay, good to know that I could also be the better horned person, despite not being the first met horned.
Yes, that's fine. I haven't done enough. I don't know enough about your physicality or what magic you've done to know which of you is better yet. But we can run an experiment if you want to find out. We could do that. But
No.
No.
I'm not going to experiment on you. Short.
If the experiment has anything anywhere close to what you attempted to do to the guide orb, I would not like my skull to be that guide orb.
I don't do those things without medical personnel nearby, and usually not at all anymore, because I get in trouble when I dissect things.
I have a feeling you'll be able to
Bandon will
hear.
scoop Ben up and step backwards.
Thank you. Bad Bob.
Oh, we are not going to dissect you.
And I'm not
Well,
interested
she is
anymore
not.
anyways. I'm interested in knowing how the mana works and the magic works, and you can't figure that out by cutting things open or breaking them open, usually anyways. I tried a lot. But no, you have to learn it. I learned it from books, and now
Do
Vanity just knows it.
I also kind of just know it.
That doesn't make any sense.
I was going to describe how I just know how to do things with my voice, but then you described, perhaps dissecting my magic, however that works. So I'm not going to describe it.
But if you describe it well enough, then I don't have to run experiments, because then I have that great case study there.
So your magic comes through your voice.
Indeed. One could say that.
That sounds a little similar to mine. Do you recite
Perhaps,
poetry?
but perhaps my magic is better than the horned person.
Perhaps.
Wow.
Remains to be
I
seen.
suppose time will tell that.
As this
I suppose it
conversation
will.
continues, you make your way into the library. It has a it's about a 2-story tall building with then the dome adding another half story or so on top of it. The dome is white rock. The building itself is gray stone. As you walk inside, the library on the first floor, you can see shelves sort of ringing the entire outer wall and then lines through with a large desk in front. Up on the second floor, you can sort of see through an opening, like there's a gallery. You can see similarly lots of shelves of books stretching back. You can also see that there's stairs leading down, as well as stairs leading up to the second floor. And in front of you, seated at the desk, this is a large, like very formal desk. It looks like it's made out of probably very nice hardwood. It looks very, very heavy. Absolutely dwarfing it is a Minotaur woman who is holding a small book very carefully between 2 fingers on either hand.
I'm going to crouch down as we enter and put my face real close to Seppi's and whisper to him, "Hey, I know books are delicious. I think they're delicious too, but we can't eat them here because I want to read them. Okay? Okay."
Cantor, as you're sort of moving behind this group, there is a small but very persistent trail of drool from Seppi that started about where you could first see the shelves.
Pardon me, September. Have you perhaps considered the concept that books are bound with leather? Usually,
I
sometimes.
don't usually think about the concept of what makes books. That's not very interesting, is it? I'm more interested in the magic that binds physical reality together.
Oh, then let's drop the subject. Sorry for bringing it up.
Okay, thank you.
You make your way sort of towards this desk, or
to the woman, yes.
Yeah. And just sort of
Pardon me. I don't mean to bother you. I don't. However, I was wondering, do we just sort of have free reign of this place, or are there areas that we can't go, or are there? Do we need a librarian like yourself to check books out, or what's the process here? Oh, we're new, by the way. I'm sorry if you can't tell.
Yes, of course. You are the prospective students. I could tell from the awkward getting to know each other conversation going on as you entered.
Right.
And I thought it was the orb.
Her eyes are going to like roll down to Seppi. No. No eating books. Then she'll sort of focus back on you. Yes, my name is Evelyn Whitecliffe. I'm the head librarian. To answer your questions, if you wish to check out books, you do need to see a librarian. That way we can keep track of who has what. But also, yes, you are essentially allowed free reign of the library. There are reading rooms located on the second floor, interspersed with the shelves. And there are also some classrooms and exhibits of magical apparati in the basement, along with more books.
Sure. Okay. I don't know where to begin. It's a little overwhelming. Do you guys have anything you want to study specifically, or?
Are you saying this to your group, or are you saying this to the library? Okay.
Yeah.
The magic that binds physical reality together.
Right, but that's kind of vague, isn't it?
It's a lot. It's not vague. It's just a very large topic.
Existential magical theorems is on the second floor in the southwest corner.
Great. I think we should go there. I'm going to go there. I think if we're on the library, it's probably staying together enough.
Close enough. What about the two of you, the horned ones?
Surprisingly, I might actually be interested in such book subjects.
I didn't realize that others learned from books, so I might actually be interested as well.
Ben Bon, a question for you. I'll just,
Mm.
and then in your head you hear, can you read words off of papers?
Is Banban still holding you?
Probably not. I was probably on the ground next to the desk.
Okay. And then Banban's gonna lean down and get right in your face and smack you with an ear.
Ah,
Of course I can read.
oh,
Oh.
would you mind following me then?
Wait.
I just need a little help with something.
Can you not read?
Okay, I'm in a library. Okay. Bampon, you're funny. I just do need a little help if you don't mind.
Oh. Banban's sorry for hitting you.
Do the rest of us hear this?
Only
Or are you being
Banbon's
quiet?
side. Yeah, because all
Okay.
mine's in the head.
Okay.
Okay. Banban can help.
All right. And then this is what I'd like. I'm curious about like the origins of magic, or how people get magic. How do you think we'd find such a thing?
Banban will turn and look at the librarian lady. Excuse me.
Yes.
Banban was wondering, where would one read if they were curious about the origins of how one gets their magic?
Let's see. That could, well, it would depend. There are several tomes that would probably work for you in the study of different paths of magic, which is on the first floor and the northeast side. But if you were interested in how a particular type of magic, how have you come by your magic, dear?
Banban?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's actually a great question. I was kind of curious about that myself.
Uh, um, well, um, I really wanted an apple one day, and the apple was higher than Banban could jump, and no matter how high Banban jumped, Banban couldn't reach the apple. So I sat at the base of the tree and was very, very upset and very sad. And then, oh, really cool, a hand just appeared and it flew up and it got Banban the apple.
Oh my god, are you okay? It just seemed like your whole head fell off.
So that is
The ears was sad.
Thank God.
It was
so
Banban was sad.
so that would be a
And
sorcerer.
then Banban was
then.
happy.
That would be a sorcerer
Yes.
then. For the origins
Me?
of that
That's me.
magic, you could look in the east side on the first floor.
Okay, Banban looks over at Ben.
What about like nature magic, or people who are in tune with like?
Are you saying that into
Animals.
Banbon's head or to
Yes,
Elvin?
yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, Banban definitely wants to read that. But what about like um is there a type of magic that's like nature?
Good question. Banbom's that's a good question.
You're going to see Evelyn like look directly at you, Ben. Yes, if you, and sort of waving at Banbon, but still making very direct eye contact with Bin, are interested in druidic magics, you can find that on the second floor, south sections. Very nearby are several texts on magical botany, which could also be interesting for Banbon. sort of lean back into her chair.
That was weird, the way she said all that. Whatever.
Is he bothering you? This is directed to Banbon.
No, no. Banbon loves to help. Banbon's nose twitches.
If you're under duress, flap your right ear.
The left ear flaps.
We'll call that good for now. So sort of, can I help either of you? Please, enjoy your time in the library.
Mm.
Yeah, and you can go look for these sections. Given that we're right around 8:30, I would go ahead and say you can find several interesting books. September, you find a variety of books that are on sort of fundamental magical theory, sort of construction of reality with magic. They're all very theoretical, and they're all written at, I would say, a higher level than you really know what to do with right now. It would be the equivalent of like you're your first year in college and you are reading like later doctoral work. So like you can get bits and pieces, but you can't really get most of what it's talking about. If Banbon and Bin, the Banbon Bin show,
Yes.
wanted to head to the druidic section of magic, you would find several books that discuss sort of sources of nature magic, different ways that druids interact with nature in order to produce their magical effects. You can check these books out while you're here if you wish. Would you all like to, would those of you who are looking for books want to do that?
I'm trying to check out literally all of the books they'll let me check out.
You're going to see as you walk up to Evelyn, like staggering under a list. Okay, so you're a wizard. While I appreciate your zeal for learning, perhaps you could limit your selections so that you have sufficient time to focus on your classes while you're here, which will also cover many of the foundational topics in these books.
I don't need to sleep. It's okay. I mean, I've never tried not sleeping before. I don't need to breathe, so I probably don't need to sleep. It would be a fun experiment to see how long I can go without sleeping and how many books I can read in that time.
God, breathe? Like, why not?
I'm mostly dead.
She's going to pull out sort of a set of about 4 books from this stack of, say, 12, and she's going to hand those to you. Why don't you take those for now, dear? And I will keep these here on reserve for you. You can finish those and come back for these. However, I do sleep, so you can't come in the middle of the night and get them.
Wait, this isn't open all the time?
No.
At our library, I could just go in the library whenever I wanted.
Did you own that library?
No, my family does. And
Okay,
I could just
and there
go
you
in
go.
there whenever I wanted to go in there and read all the books, and sometimes they would try to make me come out for other things, but that's why I learned some of these magics, so that it was harder for them to make me leave. I have to come here during daylight hours?
No, we're open into the evening.
What time do you close?
About 8.
Oh. What time do you open? 10? At night?
No. 6 in the morning.
Oh. This is a ripoff, but okay, fine. I'll just take 4 books for now.
And go ahead, I whispered.
Yeah, I saw.
You.
Ben, cool. Yeah, you find a couple of books that are sort of related to the acquisition of magical abilities. They're also they include you kind of find, well, actually Banbon finds for you a book that's discussing magics that also can like dispel magics, etc., and you sort of find a couple of other things connected to that. And so yeah, you have about 3 books. One is essentially like a introduction to druidic magics, one is on abjuration, and one is kind of this from the other section that Evelyn had suggested, where it's like different paths of magic.
Bimbo, thank you for helping me find these. I'll take it from here.
So you can read.
We're alone at this point, I'd say.
Yeah, you're like in the stacks coming back.
No, I can't read. Never taught, the symbols, other than a bit of written druidic.
From behind you, sort of phasing into visibility, is one of these orbs of light. If it would be helpful, I am capable of reciting texts to you.
Sure. Yeah, that would be really helpful. Now that I found the books, I just kind of need someone to read it to me.
I would be more than happy to assist with this.
Excellent. Sorry, Bam Bam. We were here for me, but can I help you with anything? I don't know.
The big lady said that I was a sorcerer. So I think I want to check that out.
I'll go with you. Sure.
Yay! Are we best friends now?
I don't know what our best friends.
Very quietly from behind you, you're going to hear, I would advise you that it will go better if you say yes.
Yes.
I knew I'd make a best friend. We are gonna have so much fun. Oh,
I can't wait.
Bambon's ears are just like going up and down.
I try to wiggle my own ears. I mean, they're big for a halflings, but they're a halflings.
And you can find several texts, Banbon, as you're scanning through them, that actually discuss the kinds of things that you've experienced with your magic. Some of them were describing stuff that didn't sound very familiar to you, but then you get this sort of depictions of magic creating other magic, and sort of unintended effects, etc., and attempts to sort of map some of those out, figure out when those happen, and sort of implications thereof.
Fantastic.
So yeah, you have that. You can check those out. With your books in hand, the guide next to you, as you've sort of regrouped in the front of the library, will let out that same sort of gentle chime noise that you heard from the garden. Your presence is requested at the tower by Miss Bonfara for your initial studies ceremony.
Did we see any of the other groups in the library?
You saw one for a while, and actually, I'll say near where you were, you saw one of the groups, and while you were like in the process of pivoting from looking for your books to Banbon's books, so probably about 30 minutes ago, you heard similarly a chime. You didn't hear what the guide said, but then the group left the library.
Fair. Interesting. Shall we go?
Cantor sort of strayed a bit away, was looking at bookshelves, walks back with 2 books in his hand, goes over to the librarian. Oh yes, my librarian. I would like to check out this collection of folk sheet music. I find it quite fascinating. And this tome, the comprehensive guide on transfixation of multiversal mana and traversal bilayers of the void.
Excellent.
You know, light reading. I'm sure you understand.
So stamp those books as well, hand them back to you. Um,
Benbon, were those all words? Did you understand all that? That
Banban
sounded...
is slightly confused.
Me too. Swear.
I I
Fair.
I think it's compensating.
Oh, you're talking my language. I get that.
all right. And with that, let's go ahead and take a break. We'll take about a 10-minute break. Be back at 10:45 Eastern. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hang in there. And we will be back shortly. See y'all in a bit.
Later. Howdy, y'all.
Hello, everyone. We
Are we
should
back?
be back. I don't know why Andy's doing an old-timey prospector.
Gold.
I feel like Andy's welcome back from breaks, whether it's Fates of Rin or something he's playing in, always evoke like a Warner Brothers cartoon. Different ones, but always very a WB cartoon. Welcome back to Astra Academy. In the first half, our group got to know each other, got to know their guide, tried to disassemble their guide, got to know the library, and acquired lots of books. And now they are being called to the tower for this sort of initial ceremony that is being discussed. In order to generate more illumination, because I keep my room dark, I switched one of my apps, the stream app, to day mode. Day mode is designed very poorly for the audio mixer to actually show you if audio was happening, so I was then panicked that maybe there was no audio going on. Little adjustments. But yeah, if you follow the guide to the tower, you can see that the tower is most of the north. It's like the entire north end of the heart. Despite its name, it's mostly a sort of wide, low-slung building. It's like 1.5 stories tall. And then there is the tower in the middle of it. The tower rising in the middle is faced with white, black, and gray in winding patterns that are reminiscent of an enormous rock spire that lies to the northwest of the city, atop the hills facing the Central Sea. And yeah, you go in. Your guide is sort of, as when Bin attempted to confuse it, floating slightly ahead of you, leading you forward. It takes you to the tower, like literally the central portion of it, and takes you up several flights of stairs, and then navigates an internal corridor. And you get to you pass actually one of the groups leaving, the prospective students with their guide heading back out. Looks like they're just going back to free time before dinner. And sort of you get to the door that they had exited from, and the guide's like, this is the site. Sorry, what did you say, Heather? This is the initiation and awakening ceremony for you to study your specializations and begin to get a grasp of what your specific powers are.
Are we gonna have to do? Is that a magic that we have to do or something?
The procedure involves magic, but it does not necessarily involve you performing any magic. No.
Okay, good.
What do we do? Wait, you're not gonna like break us open and try and look and see what's inside, are you?
No.
Bin is the property of Bin. Who, please do not damage him.
Ben is Banbon's best friend. Don't damage Ben.
Bin is
I don't want to be damaged either.
Vanity, are you okay?
Oh, yes, I'm just fine, thank you. Sorry about that.
Am I going insane? Does anyone else hear this?
What?
I'm fairly certain that I do. Yes.
It's nothing.
It's nothing.
What?
It's nothing. We're just fine.
Wait, hear what?
Vanity, look. September sounds like September. Banbon sounds like Banbon. The other horned one sounds like the other horned one. I don't know what you sound like. You sound like lots of different things.
Well, this is me.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But that wasn't you about 10 minutes ago.
I think people just talk differently sometimes. Sometimes when I'm really excited, I'm very loud and I talk really fast.
I mean,
Mhm.
sure, I slip into a Russian accent accidentally every once in a while, but it's not on purpose.
Well,
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Vanity, you're a bit of an enigma, aren't you?
I wouldn't say that. No. I hope to be somewhat of a friendly person, and well, I do hope to make friends. And seeing as how our group has been put together, I'd like to get to know each of you. And
So I've been hearing this word "friend" dropped around quite a lot. What all does it entail to be friends with someone?
to
What
trust them,
trust
to
them?
stick up for them, to defend them when they need defending.
Oh, that's a lot.
Like, you'll let them be in the library, even when you've locked the library to keep everybody else out of the library.
If it's your
Specific.
place.
Yeah.
Or you go on picnics with Banbon. You get apples with Banbon, and occasionally you read chaos with Banbon.
I like the sound of that. Getting apples and picnics.
Andy is so excited by that. Ben is not.
So, as you
Kentor
hear,
is visibly excited by chaos, but yes.
the sort of doors that you're waiting at will sort of swing open, and you can see Wingrid and Bonfara standing there. Come in.
Kentor steps first.
You all
Follow.
head in. You find yourselves in yeah, sorry, hitting all the buttons. A smallish but nice room of stone, much like the hallway outside. In the middle of the room is a small platform, and in the corners of the room you can see faintly glowing red crystals. The platform in the middle appears to have a pattern probably of crushed red crystal laid out on it. And Wingrin is there along with a couple of the other mentors. And she'll sort of smile. Yes, good. All of you. As I mentioned, we at the Academy believe in the growth and development of magic wherever it is found. As such, the first real activity of the week is designed to help you understand your own abilities, the natures of them, the particular specializations of them that you might have, and any aspects of your magic that you would like to further explore. Regardless of whether you choose to remain at the Academy or not, we hope that the knowledge you gain will be useful to you in whatever endeavors you pursue. Please, if you all would step onto the platform.
What is it made of?
The platform?
All the red stuff.
These are a particular type of crystal that is very good at conducting mana.
They just conduct it, they don't hold it. It's not mana. They're not made of mana. You can just send mana through them.
They do store mana within themselves as well, which is what allows them to also conduct mana.
What's
I
Kentor
seem to
steps
be able to move my token. Or is that mine? Never mind. I was trying to move the wrong token.
There aren't actually
Mhm.
the entire thing with the pattern is the platform, not just the small round thing.
Do we all step on together, or is this an individual?
right. Perhaps the
You all participate together.
Should Seppi come?
Is Seppi possessed of magical abilities?
No, but Seppi likes magic and eats things.
If Seppi is not himself of a magical disposition, I would suggest that he not go up with you. It's not that it would do him any harm, but there would be very little point.
Okay, but if he eats your crystals while I'm busy, that's not. I'm waiving liability for that.
From behind you, guide, she means that. See, when you're noted. As you step onto this platform,
Cautiously,
you
warily
feel the hair, which in Boundbond's case is quite a lot of hair, on your body, sort of stand up just a little bit, but in that way that when you're really ready and feel really, really good, your entire body can kind of get up a little bit. So you feel strong, you feel calm, you feel very prepared. So like all of your faculties for each of you are essentially cranking at their highest level. All of you can feel, especially I would say Banbon and September, you can feel quite a lot of mana surrounding you and flowing sort of around you. September, you know this through rigorous study and sort of training on this. Banbon, you just naturally kind of feel the flow of mana around you. So you're stepping up and you're sort of noticing this, that you feel good. You're feeling really ready, you're feeling really sharp, you're kind of wondering, like, some of you are almost even hoping that there's like a test at this point because you feel great. Like, this is the time you're going to ace it. And then what you see changes. Finn, you find yourself in the midst of shadowy woods, with the light faint on the horizon. You hear the wind soughing through the branches, though you don't feel a breeze stirring around you. You can smell the wet of the leaves and the grass, as in it must have rained fairly recently, perhaps within the last hour. And then another scent. Ash. The wind you can only hear raises a slight swirl of pale gray dust, and you see a hazy figure seemingly made of ash standing amidst the trees. What is your path? They whisper, gesturing behind you.
I don't know what my path is. I trying to figure these things out. What I can do, what I've done, how to maybe get rid of them.
And as you sort of are saying that, you'll see that sort of ashen figure, its arm almost just floating in the breeze, indicating behind you. Path.
I turn around, I suppose.
Behind you, where you were sure there was forest before, you can see a vista spread out before you. Lands of every kind spread out. Stars twinkle in the sky, and the face of the moon hanging low appears to shift and change as you watch. You hear a bah behind you, and turning to look, you now see a pasture instead of the woods, with translucent sheep and goats moving about. And behind you again, you smell the scent of decay and rot where wet wood has fallen. And somewhere in the distance, you see the glow of a raging fire on the horizon. Ashen figure has reappeared now at your side. Choose your path. Grow into your power. The nature of this world requires guardian.
I don't think I can. I don't know what my path is. I don't know how. What if I hurt someone?
choose a path is to choose what you wish to control. In your path, find the ability to direct your energies.
Then I direct them off of this world straight up into the air, into the moon itself. I can't help people around me, so my magic goes to that.
As you say that, express that, the woods, the pasture, the fallen wood, the fire, the lands themselves seem to fall away, and above you there is only the moon, obscuring even the stars. And next to you, though nothing is now next to you, you hear, "This world requires guardian, and there will be much to guard in the coming year." Vanity. You find yourself standing amidst the gloam, the crunch of gravel beneath your feet. Sound is odd, though. Sometimes it echoes, and sometimes it's almost flat. Looking around you in this murk, this gloom, you see nothing. Just sort of in every direction. You don't even really see the gravel that you're standing on past fairly close to you. Essentially, the range of your vision, but it's just gravel out in every direction. You turn again and see yourself standing in front of you. We must choose how we are going to go forward. And as the you in front of you says this, you can see as though looking through a prism, the sight of yourself walking down the path that you stand on, but split and heading away from your perspective. On one, you're dressed in simple clothes that seem to shift, cut, and style as you watch. And the you walking along whispers words, and objects spring into existence alongside the path. Another walks, clothes exquisite and hair literally glowing. You walk a twisting boulevard of soft grass lined with trees. You can feel the grass beneath your feet as to either side people look at you, and upon hearing your words are infatuated entirely. Yet another strides, armor over brilliantly colored clothes, marching, almost, beating on a small baldron, swords strapped to their back, and where you walk you see others strap on armor, take up arms, and prepare to follow. And another, and for a moment you think your view hasn't shifted, but you see the differences after the moment. It's now the sword is in your hand, and the path you walk is a narrow wire that you lithely move across, flourishing your blade as you do. Gaze again shifts. The sword is gone, as is the armor, replaced by voluminous robes and a heavy-looking pack that seems to be filled with books and scrolls of all kinds. You think of September, oddly. You strain your eyes to see the titles, and instead see yourself striding, holding a single piece of paper. You wear fine clothes and are declaiming a speech. Everyone near you stands in rapt attention, transfixed. You try to see the people listening, but realize that the scene has shifted again. The people are now statues, and as you walk, your words bring them to life, and they follow you along your path. And now, you are done, left with only dim twilight, until you realize that you are seeing another path. Twisted, dark. You see yourself in dark clothes that blend in with the edges of the night, and your whispers bring others terror. And now, back to yourself, yourselves. You see these paths stretching before you. The other you smiles. We have always been more than others thought we were. Now we must decide what more we want to be.
Well, this is not an easy decision. There are so many factors to weigh. One must be rational, you know.
Of course.
Hmm. It will take time to think it all over. Must the decision be quick?
Quick or slow are slightly meaningless here. I assure you, take all the time you need.
Fabulous.
And you're sort of just sitting there. Nothing appears to be changing without this. The other you is standing across from you.
Mhm. And I would very carefully be looking at these different paths and
Yeah.
considering the implications
Mhm.
of the imagery in each one.
It's odd because now, as much as you're watching yourself in each of these paths, also the you that's next to you, sort of, you can almost feel them looking on with you at each of the paths as you turn.
Days turn into weeks.
It
Weeks
does.
turn into
It
It becomes
years.
very difficult to tell how long you've been there. You're not sure how long you spend looking at each path, and you sort of lose track of how many times you cycle through each of them.
Mhm. I think I've already gone down one of these paths, but you must already know that.
You sort of turn to fully look at the figure, you who smiles. Yes, our choices were
Mhm.
made long ago in some ways.
Hmm. Yes, I think the whispers.
As you say that, the sort of slice of this prism that you see rotates around, and you are walking on a dark and twisting path with black clothes, making no sound as you move, except for your whispers. Banbon, you stand amidst the woods that you recently left to come to Astra. You look around and notice that some things are different. The trees are slightly transparent. And as you stand there, you notice that they seem to be connected to your hands, like little strings coming off of them, floating to your hands. And as you look at them, you sort of realize you can change them.
What can I change them into?
You sort of check and push out. And suddenly one tree is not on fire, it is made of fire. Um, Another off to the side is just comprised entirely of glittering ice. It is not coating it, it is of ice. Another has become just pure light. It seems like it's entirely transparent, just emitting light now. Um, and yeah, you sort of see trees leading off in every direction, sort of like paths winding amidst the woods. And as you get closer to them, you can realize that you're sort of tied to each of these trees.
I will change all the trees. Like
You're just like
band on
hopping
just gonna
around.
hop around and ooh, this tree's gonna be see what I can make this one. What can
Mhm.
I make this one? And
Sometimes
just yes.
sometimes things happen that you don't precisely expect as you're sort of playing and experimenting with things. One tree bursts into butterflies and flower petals. Another, as you
That
change the
makes me very
tree,
happy.
you just are suddenly surrounded by a dense fog, which dissipates after a while. You continue walking, wondering where it is you are exactly, because you don't remember the woods stretching out this way, or being made of transparent trees, or being completely changeable. But suddenly you begin to see figures flickering between the trees, and you feel like there might be a hostile gaze. You reach out to another tree, and suddenly the darkness around you, or the sort of misty gloom of the forest, is dispelled by a blaze of fire hurtling at you from the sky.
Downward?
Yes, exploding downward.
Does it hit me?
It is
It's
about
like
to.
it's coming down towards me. Okay.
Yeah.
I will jump out of the way.
You-
Towards the tree of ice.
You try to, but this fire is too large. You're not going to be able to move in time, and you sort of like turn and hold a hand up at it, and somehow the fire bends around you, slamming into the ground on every side, burning away the grass. And you feel a presence next to you. You see your village mayor, who is also your granduncle, standing looking out at the figures amidst the trees, and you feel like there's more of them now. Ah, little Banny, you seem to have come into more of your power. Everything you can see here is magic. This is the world for those born with the ability to affect magic, like you. You do it without even realizing it's shaping the mana around you into something new, better suited to your purpose. But what tools do you think will serve you best in the days to come?
All of them.
Perhaps yes, but where would you like to start? Shield others or smite your foes with greater strength? Be as fleet of spell as you are of foot, or silent as a hunter stalking in the night. Catch your foes with a tricky trap, or pick them off from afar like an expert archer. Leave a lasting mark on the world, create something to exactly your needs each time. You can cause your spells to multiply, be relentless in their pursuit. These choices are yours, Danny, and yours alone. They are important choices, young one. They are choices that will determine many things in the future.
And I can't have them all?
Perhaps one day, with more growth, with more experience. For now, a few.
What would you suggest? Oh, great wise great uncle.
That is not really for me to say. I was never possessed of abilities such as yours. I believe that you like things to move quickly when you're excited. You enjoy having a great impact on things, but perhaps you can think these over, and you almost see in the strings of mana that are sort of coming off of you, you begin to see the sort of descriptions that he's given you forming orbs. And you feel like you would be able to, you're tethered to them, and you feel like you would be able to choose from amongst them, and that you can hold several. I'm also not going to try to make you remember all the meta magics if you don't want to right now. Sorcerers were a little bit odd for this one because you already have a sub.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So is this like part of this test that this lady is having us do?
This is not a test. This is a chance for you to explore your own abilities, hone them further.
And you're sure I can't have more than one?
Yep. No, you can have more than one. You just can't have all of them.
I can have more than one now?
Yes.
How many?
Arguing with their inner world.
How many now can I have?
Did it too. How many can you know?
Is it 2? That's right.
2. Okay, I was like, crap, I don't remember. Is it 2 or 3?
Okay, so I can pick 2, yes?
Yep.
Okay. I think I know. Do I have to tell you?
You can just take possession of your power. This is all yours.
So I go and I grab the orb that I want,
Yeah.
and then I have 2 orbs.
Yeah, you don't even really have to grab them. It's almost like they're all connected to you by threads, and you can just pull the ones you want into you.
Okay. I want to be fast, and I want stuff to go far.
As you do this, you see your great uncle sort of smiling at you. Good. I'm glad you have chosen. Now go and find out everything the world has to offer.
And I can always come back here and get more?
This is technically inside your head, so
So I can come back here and get more? Can I bring my new best friend, Ben?
okay, you
Ben
should
would
go
love
now.
this. Actually, I think September would love this, but I don't like September that much. She scares me.
You're just gonna sort of see your critical. Yeah. Okay. You can figure out a way to get back here. Bye, Benny. Enjoy the world. And
Bye.
at this, the vision
Great
sort of
uncle, I
fades.
don't remember.
Canter. You shiver as the air around you becomes still, cool if not cold, and somehow less alive. You look and you see a familiar sight, or at least a place familiar to you from descriptions. You stand on a long boulevard, lined with white and black trees, alternating. And in the far distance, you can see what appears to be a massive tree. And you know the court that remains within. There is no movement, no sound, and all you can feel is the sense that the mana that you have filled yourself with is almost being pulled out of you by the air.
Just sort of takes in what's going on. And then I feel like Cantor sort of knows the way and proceeds forward toward the tree.
Yeah, as you keep going, following the way, even for you, this is weird as it just sort of keeps extending out. You're not making progress, and you know you should be. And you sort of try to reconsider, make sure, but you're sure you're doing this right. And then you hear behind you a faint rustling.
I have to think at first Cantor tries to ignore it, proceeding onward. But
You
if the
keep going, you're not
keeps
making progress. Yeah. And basically, every time you come to a halt in any way on this, you just sort of hear the...
Cantor very, very slowly turns his head.
Behind you is a tall, gaunt figure, pale skin and horns of branches extending from his head. So, little one, you return to where your magic comes from, even if there's no magic to be found here. That's almost amusing. Almost, if the situation was not so dire. And very dimly you become aware of a great and terrible sound. It is as if huge pieces of glass were shattering and then being crushed, and those pieces then tearing their way through cloth. It is a sound that you feel could harm you, frankly, transform you, and not in a good way. And you have to grit your teeth in an attempt not to sort of lose any semblance of thought.
With this fragmenting of glass and perception of reality, Kentor keeps thinking about how this was supposed to be a test of some kind, or at least figuring out, you know, what you are, how your magic works. But this what he's seeing is almost too real. As he looks at sort of like a, I don't know if it's a literal shattering, but sort of looks to the side, sees a vision of himself, his pale skin that at this point is actually going a bit translucent. He just sort of speaks to himself. I'm an oddity where I currently am, of a different nature than this world. I want to use that to my advantage. My curiosity, my fascination, my mystique, my glamour even. It's people of this world are different. So am I. But to explore that further,
And you'll sort of see the figure again look. Yes, good. This is the sound that broke this world. You'll hear it again and for true, if I do not miss my guess. We could not stand against it, but you must. You must be the song that drowns out this noise. And it seems you have already chosen the song you would sing. I look forward to seeing what you do with it. Might be almost amusing. And with that, shimmering and fading, you sort of feel magic taking shape around you, laying for just a moment. It feels like almost a cloak of leaves on your shoulders, and then it fades. September. You sit in your family's library. You don't precisely remember how long you've been sitting there, but that's not entirely unusual. And you blink, rubbing your eyes with the heel of your hand, and rise, stretching. Somewhere in the distance you can hear birds outside in the garden, the faint burbling of the fountain. You should probably relocate so that your family doesn't find you in case they're looking for you for something. You feel like what you were reading was terribly important, though you can't for the life of you remember it clearly. And then you hear a slight scratching behind you from the table.
What scratching? I'm gonna look at it.
On the table, you can see that the book has stood itself up. Faintly, you can see a glimmering.
No, books aren't supposed to do that.
You can see sort of glimmering light shining from it and hear a very soft voice. September. It is time. Time for you to seek your true calling, to guide your studies, to develop yourself into all you can be.
How are you talking?
I help
to serve as you explore your potential abilities. For every spell is fascinating, every aspect of magic worthy of study, but to prepare yourself, you must find a specialty, a thing that defines you. This choice is not easy by any means, but it is yours. And it is the
But
choice
how are you
that will...
talking?
I am a representation of your internal visualization of the sources of magic, okay?
Oh, okay, never mind.
You're
That's
talking to
fine.
yourself in your head.
It's extremely boring. All right, continue then.
God, I'm an ass.
Self burn.
You're just gonna sort of see the book like... And around you, the room has now changed. You're no longer standing in the library of your house that you well recognize. You're standing in a tall tower with a window overlooking the sea. It's night outside. The books around you have also changed. It's no longer the familiar bookshelves and tomes of your family's library. They are a set of volumes floating in sort of a circle around you. The first is emblazoned with a pattern of flames and seems to burst with energy. The second somehow pulls your eye to it and doesn't want to let it go. And when you finally look away, you feel unsure about how the book actually looked. The third depicts a musical note and a sword, and you can feel a powerful energy surge through you with the notes of a song. The fourth, wrapped in faint blue energy, sort of bouncing away as your hand attempts to touch it. The fifth tells tales of things far in the future, some certain, some less so. The sixth is bound in black leather, adorned with slivers of bone, and the very air around it seems cold. The seventh leaves trails of light and sound as it drifts down to you, though when you reach it, you discover that the book is actually quite a bit larger than you thought. The eighth shifts and changes as it comes to rest in front of you, glowing, shrinking, changing color and paper. The ninth settles down quickly, and then an inkpot, quill, and calligraphy kit pop into existence next to it. The 10th has sounds of war, a deep rent in its cover, but containing secrets. Protect and attack. Finally, quill, glittering and glowing, settles on the lectern. The book standing next to you, which led you here, settles next to it. And I am the last. I partake of all, but am not truly of any of these texts that you have seen. I am focused on the pure stuff of magic itself, its forms and its flaws.
I mean, that's what I want. That's what all the books I've been trying to find in the library, they wouldn't let me take all 12, are. I want to know what makes everything work, and I'm pretty sure it's mana. Do I just take you and put you in my pocket? I promise I won't let Seppi eat you.
Good. That would be appreciated. And again, I really cannot stress enough, this is an internal visualization. So really, what do you think is going to wrap it up?
You're very sarcastic, though, and I don't feel like my inner voice is this sarcastic. I don't know where you're getting that from.
Self-knowledge never was our strong suit.
Why would I be interested in knowing things about myself? I'm gonna grab the book.
And this
put
is
it in my
how you
pocket.
get here! As you sort of grab it, it and the glowing quill will disappear. All of you sort of blink at what you've just seen, heard, experienced. You still have that same feeling of being very ready and present and capable, and you feel like there's even more sort of beyond that at this point. Mechanically, you are all level 3. Though you have not completed rest, so you don't have the benefits from that. You also discover, as you're sort of looking around, that
There are more mentors in the room than were there. Originally, it was only Wingarin and one other of the mentors. And now there's like 3 or 4 mentors besides Wingarin. All sort of like looking around and at you. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Oh goodness, they've multiplied.
Bin rushes off the platform as fast as he can. Just rushes up to a wall, just kind of breathing heavily, and just kind of feels icky. He tries to kind of wipe like dirt and soot and ash off of himself, like he's trying to shake that feeling that we were all having.
You try to brush that away. As you do that, you notice, because you've sort of rushed over to one of the corners, the glowing crystals that are next to you seem to have shattered.
Did we do that? Is that normal for?
This was a bit unusual. Tell me, how do you all feel?
How do we feel?
My paws. Sometimes my ears.
God damn it.
Jesus Christ.
You all still feel very much like you did when you first stepped onto the platform. Like, very high energy, mentally alert, ready to respond, sort of. You feel good.
I feel great. I could read all of the books in the library in one night.
I feel fabulous.
Is she normally like this? Oh, okay. I'll feel good.
Vanity, you stole the words directly out of my mouth. I was going to say that I feel fabulous, but now you said that, so now I have to think of a synonym for fabulous. Fantastic.
You
There we
can't just
go.
be the other horned one.
Yes,
You
the
could be-
other horned one is
you
now
could be-
using a synonym.
You could be absolutely fabulous.
Which is
Instead of
better
just
than
fabulous.
fabulous.
Is it?
Yes, but is it better than extraordinary?
Oh.
What have
I
we
don't know
done
how those
here?
words rank.
You're going to see one of the mentors who's here, who you haven't seen before, sort of turns to the guide, the orb center. Tell me, were they like this before? Is it,
Guide.
as far as I am aware, yes, this all seems to be relatively normal behavior for them.
In your head, Ben, you're gonna hear Vanity. Ben, are you okay? Do you need some help? It's me, Vanity.
How are you doing this? No one's done this to me in a really long time. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Why?
You just seemed rather shaken. And I thought maybe you could use some help.
Aren't you shaken? Aren't we all a bit confronted with that? It just felt like power, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a lot of power, and there's a lot to consider.
Yeah. That's okay. Yeah.
Just
Fine.
don't let it rattle you. Think rationally.
Rationally, sure. Okay. There's nothing rational about what we do, but sure. Fine.
That's the nature of magic.
Cool talk.
Anyway, if you need.
Thank you.
Okay. I think we took some liberties with message going back and forth.
Oh, it was message.
but-
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
I was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was doing it. With
We've never taken liberties with message here at Helpful
Yeah.
Goat,
Yeah, it's never a multi-line phone call.
which
Yep.
gives Charity a migraine. Yeah.
Do I have a book in my pocket that's not one of the library books? Because I have lots of books in my pockets.
You You previously had your. I assume you still had your spell book with you.
Well, yeah, okay. So I've got my spell book, and I also shoved the 4 books from the library somehow into my clothing. Do I have other books?
The
A
mind
small
book.
September version book.
No. Though there's a faint glow to your spell book that wasn't there before.
Okay. I'm gonna whisper to it. Can you talk? Are you me?
There is no response from the book.
Well, it's worth checking anyways.
At this, essentially, everyone is still like the mentors and Wingren are sort of looking around. As Ben, you're the first one who's left the platform. Others of you can leave if or get off the platform. As you do, you notice that you feel very hungry. Not sick or bad or even particularly tired. Just you do feel quite hungry. And at this, when you're gonna go, yes, it is almost dinner time. If you would like to proceed to the domicile, we will all be along
Hold
shortly.
on, I have a question. Pardon me.
Yes.
What year is it?
Jesus.
What? 1642? Why would it be a different year?
What day of the week is it?
It's the 3rd of the 10-day?
Is that,
Is that-
day of the
Good
week
to
it
know.
was?
Those are a little bit.
Starts
Those
walking
are
away.
yeah. Those were little big questions. Should it be almost dinner time? Did we skip a little time here? Maybe start smaller next time, Kenton.
The ceremony can take varying amounts of time. Yours was rather lengthy.
Why were you asking the guides if we were like this before and asking us how we felt?
And why are your crystals all broken?
And
Did Seppi do that?
do you see what happens while we're up there?
Did you see me talking to my great uncle?
Did you see me talking to myself?
No, the nature of the visions and the exploration of your powers is yours. We have no control or influence or ability to perceive it. Seppi was fine. You see him chomping on like a loose sheaf of notes. That apparently someone has like flung at him. And the crystals wear down from time to time. This is a bit more than usual, perhaps, but
Oh, okay. Cool.
Right, can we eat now?
Yeah, are
Because
we
I'm
done?
hungry.
yes,
I'm
of
hungry.
course, of course.
Was this
I've got
the?
rumblies in my tumbly. I'm hungry.
We don't want Ban Bon to have rumblies, so we should all go.
I'm hungry too. Banbon, what do you dream about? Like, not when you sleep, but like, what do you want to do with your life?
We can have
Right
this
now,
conversation.
Banbon wants to
outside.
eat.
You dream about food. Tell me,
Not always.
will that fulfill you?
It'll fill my tummy.
You're not helping.
What's on the menu?
Vanity, what do you dream about?
Oh, that is a very difficult question. I think I'm going to defer the answer and perhaps tell you in time.
You're all useless. Let's just go eat food.
That's what I was saying. How am I useless?
At this, the guide will float. If you would all like to follow me to the domicile,
What if we didn't want to follow you? What if we just wanted to be alone for a bit? What if we just asked you, guide, to stay back while we just go have some dinner?
The guide will sort of disappear.
That's fucking all we had to do?
Why did none of us
Wow.
think to just
Let's
ask
go.
the orb to go away?
Let's go. Let's just...
Well, now we know.
Did anyone find out where the domicile was first?
I think it's that building, the north west, right?
From the air sort of in front of you, you will hear, the domicile is the westernmost building of the academy, located along the west side of the heart.
BF is still here!
In addition
what?
to...
Right.
In
It
addition
feels
to
better,
the
though.
housing for all of the students and most of the mentors, it also includes the main kitchen and dining area.
That's fine. Guide is just everywhere.
I was gonna say, Ben, you'd even seen it reappear at one point.
That's right. Okay, well, so to the
Come on, Ben,
building.
let's go get some food.
Okay.
Best friends forever. Let's go eat. Picnic, picnic.
Picnic. Get you apples, all right? That's what friends do.
Yeah. And a wee bit
Okay.
of chaos.
Okay.
You make your way across. You make your way down and out of the tower. Head back across the heart. It does seem like it's late afternoon, early evening now, so several hours have gone by. You see a lot of students, or not actually students. You see a lot of prospective students filing into the building. So the other groups you can see sort of coming in, most being led by a fully visible guide. You sort of moving along, your guide probably still near you, but you're not really sure. And you make your way in. Inside, in the sort of main dining hall, there's many tables of various types, shapes, sizes. Some round, some sort of rectangular. They're laid out with an order, but it isn't an orderly order, if that makes sense. Like there's room to walk, but there's no like rhyme or reason of like round table, rectangle, round or anything. They just seem to be scattered here and there. On one side of the room, there are a couple of tables that you can see mentors sitting at, conversing, and it seems like this is all of the prospective students. And only the prospective students for this. And you did recall that on this you kind of had a dinner and then reception. So this must be the start of it.
Do the other groups look here, or were we the last one to go, you think?
You are entering at about the same time as the group that only has 4 members.
I see.
They
suggest
still only have 4 members?
Yes.
That's also interesting.
And yeah,
Perhaps we
the food
get a table.
Food
Yeah.
smells absolutely delicious. Yeah, you can easily find a table that seats 5. Lots of chairs.
While they're I was going to say that while they're walking in, Kentor kind of, maybe not whispers, but sort of an aside to Banbon goes, Banbon, which of these things is an apple? Because you've very clearly said that you enjoy apples more than most things.
And you've never had an apple?
You've never seen it.
Nope. Pardon me, I'm having a very private conversation about apples.
You're
but
having
no,
it
I
very
don't-
loudly, and
But
it's concerning.
okay,
Certain what an apple is.
are there any apples around?
Presumably.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, there's some sort of with the desserts. There's fruit of various kinds.
Okay. I I will hop over and I will grab an apple and I will hand it to Cantor. This is an apple.
Okay, curious. It appears to be a fruit. You just bite it.
To bite
Or
into it.
do you peel it?
You can, or you can just bite it.
Cantor reluctantly takes a bite.
Surely he's
Very
having a
excited,
stomach.
Banbon is waiting to see. Do you like it?
I'd hardly. It's not my favorite food, but it's an interesting taste I've never tasted before.
Banbon finds it very strange that you have never seen, heard, or tasted of an apple before.
I think I've heard of apples before, but not. I mean, not had one. Why are we focusing on apples? There's other
Why
food that I
indeed?
recognize.
Yeah, so
Look at
there's
that. It's a pie. Are you surprised?
You,
Kinda.
but you asked Banbon.
Yes. I asked Banbon. And Banbon's confused.
And sometimes, but not this time. Banbon's hungry.
the food is
Turn and
essentially
walk
laid
away.
out in sort of like a buffet line. There's
I just go sit at a table.
you just go sit, you're not grabbing
Yeah.
food.
No food.
You plop down at the table. The others in your group grab food, can come back to that table.
I'll grab an extra plate, just of various things, and plop it in front of Ben.
And yeah, dinner kind of rolls on. The food is all delicious. For those of you from an upper class background, it's a little simple but well executed.
This food is boring. Ben, what do you dream about? Like, what are your dreams? What are your aspirations?
What is it I want?
Yeah.
I think I'm here to figure that out.
Jesus Christ, you people. Other horned one, what do you dream about?
His name's
What would you like
Cantor.
in your life?
Cantor.
Well, perhaps I can turn this around. What's your dreams?
That doesn't help.
Help
You haven't
what?
answered that.
Yourself. So you yourself are being just as unhelpful as you are saying we are.
No, I can't help myself like this. I'm hungry. What do you dream about? This food is boring.
Wait, do you eat dreams?
Did everyone break in the ceremony that we had? What the fuck is happening? Vanity seems like
Yes,
the normal
actually.
one.
That's
Wait,
saying
yes,
a lot.
you eat dreams? Or yes, we've all broken.
I mean, I feel a bit
No.
broken after that whole process, but I don't know.
You can't eat something that's not physical, right? I don't know. I don't think you can.
Oh,
I
I'm
haven't
sure
read that
you
in any of my
can.
books. I'm pretty sure you can't. But you can, you can gain sustenance from things other ways, right?
Yes.
You're making weird voice sounds now, Vanity.
No. No.
Oh,
Now
no.
I'm even noticing
No,
it, and
sorry.
I don't pay attention.
Fine.
Evidently, we were wrong. They're not making.
Unintentional, I'm sure.
It's bizarre, and I'll just eat my boring food because you're all very unhelpful people.
As the dinner continues in this manner, you do notice in the middle of dinner another figure, a young human man, enters the dining hall and is sort of being led by not one of the mentors, but one of the actually it's not one of the attendants. It's the groundskeeper, and he leads him over to the table where there's the group that only has 4 students.
Finally, a mystery we don't have to worry
And
about.
just sits him down, takes care of that. The young man seems like extremely out of breath. His clothes are slightly disheveled in what looks like he might have run a fair portion of the way, not from the harbor, but like run to get to like a carriage and then run from the carriage into the academy. And he's sort of like talking, it seems like he's making some apologies to the rest of his group. You see him sort of shaking people's hands, nodding at those who are a little bit too far away on the tables. And as you continue eating, if anyone who would be sort of looking out and around at the room, you see another of the mentors enter and head to the tables in the front. And will hurriedly sort of say something to the arch mentor, to Wingerin. They seem to have a brief conversation where several of the mentors are chatting, and then the one who came in heads back out, and then a few moments later, I'm going to say, Bin, you're almost certainly watching what's going on, I'm assuming. Who else would be paying like close attention to this unfolding?
Vanity probably
Bon's
would
eating.
be.
Yeah,
Vanity
probably
wants to know
distract
all
it.
the stories.
Okay. So Vanity
Grab
and
another apple.
Vanity and Bin see that the mentor who came in leave. A couple minutes later, another one of the mentors leaves. And then another will sort of leave a few moments after that. Then one more even after that. Yeah. And after a little while after this, Wingerin will stand up. And you hear the same gentle ringing noise as before. And she smiles. Everyone, thank you so much for visiting us here in Astra, for coming to this academy. I hope to get to spend more time getting to know each of you over the coming days, and hope that you find your time here at the academy to be beneficial and educational, however long you choose to stay. Originally, we had planned for a reception and indeed an astronomy lesson this evening, but I'm afraid that something has come up which will require the attention of the mentor who would have led that. So, please rest assured that we will reschedule it for another night during your stay. And as there are no more activities for the rest of your evening, and it's been a long day for many of you, and she seems to give like a kind smile to the young man who is still disheveled, still sweating, and now desperately trying to eat food. I would encourage you all to eat your fill, and then your guides can show you to your rooms upstairs and help you get settled. Those of you who had any luggage that was sent separately, it has been placed in your rooms for you. Thank you all again. I look forward to speaking to you more.
Guide, are you there?
Yes.
Where did the mentors go?
I am afraid I don't have access to that information.
Can you
Do
go
you-
check and then tell us?
Andy hates this bin.
I perhaps you
Could
have...
we ask a different question, Guide? Could you just lead us to them?
That exceeds the skill of my enchantment. I require a fixed location to be able to take you to. I do not know the locations of the academy, the people of the academy.
We were promised an astronomy lesson.
Yes, it is being indicated to me that this will be rescheduled for the night of, I believe, the third day.
Oh, okay, then never
If we're
mind.
quick, we could follow Bonfara. Bonfara?
Yeah.
The
Winger and Bonfara.
yes.
She isn't leaving.
I thought
particularly.
she did.
She sat back down after she
Okay.
announced this.
Hmm. Guide. Could you ask Bonfara where the mentors went? And then let us know.
But like, be really cool about it, like chill, you know.
Don't tell
Like
her
don't say it's
that.
from us or anything. Just
Right.
kind of like casual, you know.
I wish to reiterate that I think you believe that the enchantments that have created me are more sophisticated than they are, in fact.
I think that's true, guy.
Mother, you are interacting with us.
Yes.
Presumably, you could interact with her.
Yes,
Right.
if you wish me to direct a query to the Archmentor, I
Yeah.
can do that on your behalf.
No, don't tell her it's from us. Just go do it. I
You
think
have
it's
to
a
be like
little
chill, guide.
Again, I really must emphasize that I think you have misunderstood the sophistication of the enchantments that provide
Let
me
her
with
know.
a semblance of life.
Look,
Oh.
Ben apparently really wanted an astronomy lesson, so you need to go find out where the mentors went.
That's it.
But
Yep.
not tell
Yep.
them that we're asking. I
So-
don't know why, but
September's
it seems
very
important.
good at reading people. Yeah.
Banban has overheard all of this and is eating away at many apples.
There is, in fact,
And
just
then
like
decides to just
a pile of apple cores around you.
yes. Banban's gonna get up from the table and walk up towards the head arch lady.
Yeah, you're able to move freely through the dining room, yeah.
What's her title again?
Archmentor.
Archmentor.
Archmentor. There we go.
I like that
Well,
I
I
was pushing to
suppose-
talk the entire time as I was drinking that water. Yep, that's what that button is designed to allow you to do.
This
I
water
suppose-
is quite good, I'd say.
But yeah,
Good.
Bonbon, you've walked up. You're trying to get Wingren's
Her
attention.
attention.
Yeah, you'll sort
Yeah.
of
I'm munching on an apple though.
look even more like an asshole in the scene. Yes, Mix Quickfeet. How can I help you?
Pardon me, arch mentor. Where did everybody go?
The mentors, as I mentioned, had a small matter to deal with. Occasionally, we are called upon to perform services for the town or the city of Astra, and something came up that required several of their attention.
All of them?
There are still mentors here.
Okay.
It was like 4, I think, left.
You'll
Should
hear.
we be
Ask her if
worried?
it's dangerous.
No, many of the things that the academy mentors deal with in their work, besides teaching you all, has to do with the various magical devices that can be found in the city and research and maintenance thereof. Something apparently came up with one of the ones that required immediate attention, but no, there should be no danger to you here.
And that's why we can't look at the stars?
Yes, because the mentor who would have taught that lesson was required.
Okay. Thanks. And I'll turn around
You
and
are
walk
quite
off
welcome.
and then I'm just gonna walk back up to the table and sit back down.
Well, this is an easy way to solve all our mysteries. We'll just have Bonbon just go ask him. I like this.
Take a bite of another apple and then start talking.
Yeah.
She says it's so good.
Okay.
What?
Guide.
Yes.
Did you? Were you watching Banbon? Did you see Banbon as she queried the Archmentor?
Yes, I was with them
That,
when they were speaking with the Archmentor.
that is how you do it. That's all we wanted you to do.
Oh, oh. But Master Kinsut kept insisting that I not mention that it was you all who were asking, but by Banbon asking,
Right.
surely that indicated who was asking.
Yes.
There are some layers there, yeah.
Yes, that was the kicker for that.
The example is difficult.
It is a
for me to use.
flawed example, perhaps. But we would have liked you to ask those questions so that our group would not have been implied.
I
Right.
think I understand.
Great. So, everyone, I'm still... There's something in that vision of mine that said something bad was going to happen, that we're going to have to be guardians. I'm not fucking going to guard anyone. That's a bunch of bullshit. But,
Oh,
should we be telling someone, the mentors, about that?
My vision told me that it was just me, and I was talking to myself, and other things, I guess. So why would yourself think that we're going to be guardians?
I don't think it was me I was talking to. And I just kind of rubbed some of the soot between my fingers.
Cantor has sort of locked eye contact ever since Ben started talking about being guardians or whatever. Ben, what I saw in my vision was quite strange, one might say. Wasn't talking to myself, was talking to someone else, but sort of similar themes in it. About the word guardians wasn't mentioned, but being the song that drowns out the noise. But okay, that means nothing to you.
Nothing to me, sorry. No.
Coincidences, but must be.
I mean, it gets noisy sometimes, but I think that like a song would just add to it. Not really. That's whatever.
Well, I mean, if you make one noise loud enough that you can't hear any of the other noises,
That
I think
doesn't
it
make
would
it
work pretty
softer.
well.
It
Well, but it
makes it
drowns it out,
louder.
right? You just be really, really, really loud.
Sure.
So I can be really loud. Why are we doing this?
I don't think we are. I don't. I'm just asking. I'm asking all of you if you had like similar like doomsday predictions in your visions here,
No,
and
my
that we
vision
should
just
go
now
tell
talked to
someone
me.
about that so that.
You should. I did not have a doomsday vision.
Just me and Cantor? Is that it? Banbon?
I saw my great uncle, and there were orbs and trees and a fireball.
What kind of fireball?
I mean, there are different kinds.
That sounds like it could be dangerous.
Did your
But I
uncle?
stopped it. It was cool.
Did it?
And then I got to pick
explain.
orbs.
Okay, but this
But
kind of
not the guide orbs. They were my orbs.
right. But this kind of sounds like what I was just talking about, only in visual form, not words.
But nobody died.
Yeah, but I
Isn't it
think that's
doomsday when
just
people
stopped
die?
Were you safe, or was everything safe?
Well, it was just me and a bunch of ghosty trees. Oh, and my great uncle, who I think was also ghosty.
When the fireball hit,
Oh, it was just
Everything?
me and ghosty trees.
everything was fine.
Mm, I think maybe. I don't know. And I'm gonna eat another apple.
Excellent. Well, maybe I'm making all this up. Maybe I mean this is the reason I'm here. So, we can probably forget it and
No,
just.
you should tell somebody if you're concerned. I mean, like, what's the worst that they'll do? Cut you open to see what caused it? They don't do that anymore, so I think you're fine.
That was a possibility. Okay.
Oh, no, it's not anymore. They don't do it anymore. So I think that was a long time ago. That's where all the anatomy books come from. But I think it's okay now. I don't think anybody's going to cut you open. You can tell them
They
if you're scared.
definitely don't cut people open anymore.
Because we have the books now, so we don't have to.
Correct.
So it's okay.
I do think you should tell someone.
I do believe of all the people in this school, perhaps the divination-y people would be the ones to ask. I don't have a clue. Guide,
Yes.
do you have a wing of the school devoted to the future and the interpretation of the future?
There are several of our mentors who are well versed and interested in such a topic. It's not an entire wing of the school.
Have all of them just left?
No.
Okay. That really scared me for a second. Okay, good.
Oh, it was the astronomy guy.
Arguably the one most interested in such subjects would be Mentor Kingston. He is the third from the left. That would indicate, if you were looking at the tables where they are, an older human man.
This isn't for us to deal with, right? I mean, we're not even students here; we're prospective students. I don't even know if I'm staying here. Are you?
I am part of the
They got good
property of the
apples.
school.
Why would you not stay here? They have so many books.
Sure.
Wait, Ben,
What?
this was all in your head, right?
That doesn't make it less real.
No, but it was in your head. So if you're not here, is it still in your head?
Oh yeah, your head is with you wherever you go. That's definitely part of physical reality. I mean, unless it's removed from you, but then you're dead.
Yeah, right. No, I know. But if I didn't have to deal with it, that would make it not here anymore.
No,
But
you
we're
have to
best
deal with your head.
friends. You can't leave yet. You're my best friend.
No, I know a friend. I know we're best friends. I just need some air, I think. I'll try to step outside.
You do. A glowing ball of light is following after you, but
Invisible, please. I don't. That's just weird.
right you are.
And I'll kind of just step out and take a look around and just try to. I take off my shoes and I just kind of stick my feet in the grass and just try to center myself just a bit here.
Yeah, right up sort of off the north side of the domicile is some grass, like that's where walking paths extend out.
Sure.
So it's pretty easy to get away a little bit. Everything seems very quiet around you. Like the school seems very quiet. Most of the movement that you see in the heart seems to be students as in full students of Astra, going to and from the library, and like the domicile building has multiple doors, so a lot of them like seem like they've gotten books, they're heading back to their rooms. Some of them seem like they're heading out from the East Classroom building, and some of them seem like they might be coming back from town. Just generally, but like it doesn't seem like there are major groups or an organized activity. It's just people moving back and forth.
Okay.
I'm not good with people. I know that might come as a surprise because I'm very good at speaking. And I know a lot about how people work, but it doesn't seem to translate. But Ben seemed upset. Should one of you who's good with people go talk to Ben and I can start reading?
Of course, I'm on it.
Okay, good. Thank you, other horned one.
You can just hear an exasperated sigh as he's walking away. I'm always the other one.
Again, a ball of light will follow after you. And it doesn't take you much effort if you leave.
Yeah, I was going to say, he looks around a little bit and eventually finds Ben.
Yeah.
Sort of sits down, maybe 5 feet away from Ben.
Yeah, you seem just kind of...
Aside.
If it's nighttime, is there the moon out?
Yeah.
So he'll just be staring up at the moon at this point then.
It's a waxing crescent.
Ben gets the impression from the other members of the group that they seem to think it's all in your head and therefore not real. I do agree with you that maybe it's the apples talking, but there's something.
Dang it.
Do you feel a sense of doom currently, even when looking up at the moon?
I've not felt a sense of doom for a long time.
Like, previous to the crystal process, you've also felt... Oh.
Yes. Seems to follow me around. Like I can't get rid of it, like it's clinging to me. Caked on.
Like ash or dust?
Sure, yeah. Like ash or dust.
Tell you what. I don't think that's it's all in our heads entirely. Our good friend Banbon has demonstrated great aptitude for going up to people and asking them things. What if we asked our good friend Banbon to talk to Mentor Kingsman about apocalyptic things?
Think we can talk all we want, that's fine. I don't think I can be a part of it, though. Cantor, do you like your abilities? What you can do that other people can't? Amazing things.
It's a bit of a curse.
And at this yet,
I get gazes from everyone I pass. I always feel like the other horned one. If that makes sense at all.
sure.
I mean, there's certainly perks to powers like these. Getting people to do what you want is nice.
We'll circle back around to that someday, but
Yeah, someday.
It's a bit of a curse, you say.
A little bit, but I feel like most curses can be sort of bent and used.
Right.
Like, everyone looks at me, I'm the weirdo, yes, but I can use that to my advantage. You, you're... I'm sorry, what do you do again? I mean,
I
you're...
nothing good. I don't even know exactly what I'm capable of or what I can do. I don't like using magic.
But if what, the dreamy, weird crystal thing, if that's real, which I believe it is, and you need to be a guardian, the way to be a better guardian is to get better at what you do, as I understand it.
See, that's the problem, though. They asked the wrong person to be a guardian. I can't be a guardian. I can't help people. Can't hurt. I'll hurt people. That's what I can do. That's it. I'm the wrong guardian. You know what? I'll find a book that can reverse whatever I have. I'll just go back to being normal. I'll go back to being just nobody. But I can't hurt anybody like that.
And that I understand. Obviously, you have free will. I can't make you stay. Nobody can make you stay. I mean, the world is your... What was the phrase? God, was the captain? World is your oyster? Is that it?
Sure.
Is that a phrase where you come from?
Not especially, no, but
I think the phrase is meaning that you can do whatever you want with the world, and
can you do whatever you want with oysters? That seems weird.
I wouldn't.
Odd
Yeah,
comparison.
can I tell you a secret? I've never
Sure.
had an oyster.
You've not had of several things that. Are you?
Yes.
Answer, are you from here? This world?
Have you looked at me?
Yes.
No.
You're not from around here.
No.
Why are you here?
Don't know.
So
Way here.
we're a pair. We don't really know all that we're caught up in. We see it as a bit of a curse. We're really hesitant about proceeding. I do like the other three, though.
Well, I won't name any names. One of them's particularly annoying, but the group as a whole, I agree, is actually quite interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm learning more about apples and mana and horned people.
Yeah. Maybe you're right. Maybe there's.
I would say decisions don't come out of nowhere. I would give this some time, perhaps. I'd say third day, if your heart's not in it, then that's that. Try to find a way to reverse what you are and go back home, wherever that is, and live life.
Well, I can't. See, that's part of the problem now, isn't it? I can't go home. But
Well, hold on. Why are you so relatable to me too?
listen,
Neither of us can go home.
yeah. Okay, maybe you're right though. Maybe we just, maybe we tell someone about this visions. They all seemed pretty concerned when we were there for so long. When the crystals broke, they called more mentors in.
Yes, they stared more than usual,
And
which is a lot.
I'm not even positive that. Why are we under such surveillance here? Am I right, guide? You're still here?
Yes?
Why are we under such surveillance? Why did they call in more mentors when it seemed like the crystals were breaking? Why is this really entirely altruistic? We were invited here, weren't we? I didn't choose this path. It was presented to me. Why? I don't know. You know what? Maybe we should just tell someone about the visions, and then it's out of our hands, right? We don't have to do anything more. We just tell them what's happening. And then, of course, those people that have spent their entire lives working on this and are somehow okay with what they do and what they are, let them deal with it. I suppose I would be upset if Bad Bon were caught up in this and I didn't even say anything. I don't know. What do you think?
I agree we should tell someone outside the group. The group knows, obviously. I just feel like there's more to learn here at this place, that if you wanted to undo what you are, I doubt you'll be able to find it anywhere else in this realm. And same here. I don't believe I would find the song that drowns out the other noise anywhere else. Feels like fate.
Do you believe in fate, Cantor?
Yes. My not my mom, but my mama often talked of fate. It's probably a real thing. Could it be fate that keeping us here and choosing us above other people? Fate that's watching over us? All awfully confusing.
This conversation drifts on for a while. The group inside has seen the party basically break up. You can essentially ask Guide to take you up to your rooms, to outside, continue on for as long as essentially they want. No, it doesn't seem like anyone comes in or out of the grounds particularly. And yeah, you are let up actually whenever you choose to. Your room is essentially a suite of rooms that all connect to a common central space. So each of you has a bedchamber and then common central space group. And around you, you can hear the sounds of the other sort of prospective groups getting in, unpacking stuff. From a little bit down the hall, you hear the voice of a young, frazzled human man apologizing multiple times as he's needing to borrow things from people because his luggage has not arrived. And yeah, with that, you all can drift off to sleep. Yeah, we don't have any else. I'm like, wait, do some of you just meditate? Oh, right, you just don't.
Somebody doesn't sleep here.
I'm trying to stay up reading all night. I do actually have to sleep. I think vampires sleep.
Yeah, you just don't have to breathe.
Yeah, but I'm trying. So I probably will fall asleep partway through the night with the book on me, but I'm trying to stay up reading all night.
Yeah, so essentially you finally fall asleep and this like large magical tome will sort of go ka-chunk and just rest over your head.
Sleeping with your eyes open.
Yeah.
I look extraordinarily dead.
And that brings us to the end of your first day at Astra Academy. As a reminder, y'all are level 3, so you can level up in between sessions, and this rest that you get will take you up to level 3. Obviously, if anyone was unhappy with sort of what they ended up picking out of roleplay, though I think everyone knew what they were getting with those, by all means we can talk about that. And other than that, yeah. Next week, Thursday, Heart, the mini campaign begins. That'll be a lot of fun, and that will launch into the next Spire campaign. And then on Friday, Fates of Rin, family back at trying to survive. Yeah, from us here at Helpful Goat, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you so much, everybody. Hope you had a great time. As always, stay safe, be well, take care of yourselves and of each other. Bye.
Love you guys.
Later.